Dun 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 dun
But,
dun
you
dun
know,
dun
we'll do.
dun 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 dun. No,
No,
no
I
Ricky,
mean,
no Ricky Martin for you.
I don't know what Ricky. I don't know who that is.
You don't,
What?
I don't know who
What
Ricky
did you
Martin.
say?
He said Ricky Martin. I don't know who that is.
You really don't know? Oh, jeez.
Listen, I don't know like cult like musicians and like film
No,
people and
I
like
think I
actors
think
and
you were about to say
directors.
culture, and you were right.
I don't. I know internet culture, but I don't know anything in like real
That's
life.
not real culture.
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't know like real life culture. That's
really?
maybe like
She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the
I don't
rain. No,
no
no.
no.
Oh my god, how do you not know that song? That song is
Uh,
like,
my parents liked rock music.
Probably because the song's older than he is.
yeah, but
That's
still, that's like I don't know. It's a song that's still okay. Bear with me on the radio. Okay, I know what I said, but what I mean is that it's still about
Living La
you
Vida
know.
Loca, that's right.
Yes.
but no, I listened
Oh,
to mostly
God.
like rock music when I was younger because that's what my parents listened to.
I mean, that's what Rory listens to as well, but she also knows La Vida Loca. I mean, gotta get that
Now,
Zumba going.
what's rock music? So
Oh, that's a good question.
you're down south. Is it like Christian rock?
My parents are from Long Island, so
So is there Jewish rock then? Is that like a thing?
So, do you know this song? I think it's Mambo Number Five.
nope, never heard of it.
Okay, he's just joking on that one.
Alright.
He's
No,
joking on
I
that.
don't know what I don't know
No.
what
No, he really?
I'll put it on my Spotify right now. I'll tell you if I've heard it
Yeah,
before.
yeah, do it. If you really haven't heard of it, I've turned 30
Mambo
before I thought I had.
Number 5.
Wait, really? Is this actually a thing?
I don't even know who that artist is.
I'd ask about Cotton Eye Joe, but I don't want to offend some people.
I mean, I think I've heard that song.
You've definitely
But,
heard
like-
Cotton Eye Joe. You're from the South.
Yeah, that's like not wrong. I've been on the internet long enough.
To know Mambo
No, I've
Number
never
Five?
I've never heard this song.
Have you
before.
never been to a wedding? Because like
I've
that's
been
one
to
of those
one wedding.
songs that's at every. Oh, boy. Okay, you must have a small family.
No, it's just we're detached from most of it.
That's a good thing. You know what? Actually, I'm kind of jealous of that. I wish I was detached from most of my family in my childhood.
I could have been to a second wedding, but it was during COVID. I was like, yeah, I want to focus on school and not get sick of COVID from a wedding. I'll pass.
Nick, by the time you were, I think he's 20. By the time you were 20, how many weddings do you think you had gone to?
Oh, 7?
Yeah, how about you, Jake? How many do you think you had gone to?
By the time I was 20, is
Yeah,
that what you said?
yeah,
Oh, probably 20.
yeah. So that's what I was
I've been
saying.
to-
I was like easily a dozen, easily. Like even my parents, like that's 2 right there. Just my parents getting remarried. You know, like easily.
I've been to a lot of bar mitzvahs, which have honestly a similar aesthetic.
To a wedding?
Yeah, there's like a lot of like there's like the main party. There's like the dancing. I don't know. There's like a cake typically involved. People are in dresses and like suits.
I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe there's like it's like a little similar in like aesthetics to it. I would say.
So at bar mitzvahs, do they remove the garter and throw it?
I don't know what a garter is. I've been to one wedding, and I was like 9, I think. No, I was like 9 or 10, and we went to like this big like church in Pennsylvania, like.
Vid, it's not whether or not he's heard of Linkin Park, because clearly he has. Everybody knows Linkin Park.
I've
The question
listened
is-
to Linkin Park.
The question is whether or not he's watched Linkin Park dubbed to epic scenes from Dragon Ball Z.
I've definitely seen that, dude. AMVs. That's
That used to be YouTube. Like that was YouTube. Was like
When I was
what are you
13,
watching?
dude.
YouTube. Oh, so Linkin Park dubbed to Dragon Ball Z scenes. Okay.
Listen, when I was 13, that was like the whole vibe. I've obviously heard Smash Mouth. It was in Shrek, one of his songs. I don't know, but I don't know Sugar Day though.
I think it's Sugar Ray was yeah.
Yeah, Sugar
I,
Ray.
I still don't know it.
Yeah, I'm almost
That's
positive.
right. They weren't very good.
Yeah.
So
So basically,
Honestly, none of those three groups were good. They were very popular, but none of those three groups are good. So
I mean, Linkin Park's okay. I think it's just a little funny because of the edginess of it. It's kind of a meme.
I mean, it was of the era, right? Like, it was
Not wrong.
It was definitely of the era. So
True.
But anyways, hi everybody. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Hey, listen, I know last week I said, okay, we're done with the kingdom shit, but that's actually not entirely true. I forgot one minor detail for the tail end of the last kingdom roll that was done for Jake's event roll. So something actually came up to affect Jake's event roll that I entirely forgot to incorporate. I just gotta remember to reread that trump card. 1 second.
Or the curse.
Where are you? Where are you? Nope, not you, not you. From, where's that person's name? There you are. All right, so Jake is actually going to bring this to RP. Back at your capital. I actually have that written here. Oh, actually, before we even get into the RP, which we're going to jump into in 2 seconds, did you guys see that I made some small adjustments onto your character sheets? Sorry, your kingdom sheets and to your roll 20?
Yes, it's very pretty.
In the roll 20 ones.
So in roll 20, if you actually inside the journal tab and you open up where it says your folder, this is your clan, and then I put all of your advisors inside their own subfolder called advisors. You open that up, it actually has what position they are, just like abbreviated as like their image. So it makes things so much easier than just looking at a whole bunch of blue and white silhouettes, right? So you can actually much more easily. So like, for instance, Nick is still new to his nation, so I'm sure he remembers Shala very well because of her successes, and Hoko very well because of his failures. But other people, it might be hard for him to remember their names, so that will like really help him there. And then if you go over to your actual like kingdom spreadsheets, inside there you'll see to the left of where you guys chose to nickname your different positions, because people like say Cell nicknamed everything, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, but Nick nicknamed like 2. So I have just like an abbreviation over there, so you can kind of remember what the real names of the positions are off to the left of what the positions there are. Then if you look at the bottom of the spreadsheet, there's a little bit of a tab. Oh, let me actually make this visible for chat to see as well. Sorry, chat. So at the bottom of the spreadsheet, as it loads up, there's also an advisor task. When you click on that, it's actually going to show all of your advisors that are on here and how it is they affect each other. So with the advisors, you're actually going to be able to plug in like what attribute they use, the attribute modifier, and then if they're actually supported from Patreon, you get, instead of NA, you actually put yes in there. And only if you type the word yes will actually trigger. So like Nick, we're looking at yours. The other two can follow on screen. It says Ton Screet, right? It says yes. If I change yes to eat or anything else instead, it changes the 1 over there to a 0 because of like how it works. So yes, it's still an actively supported patron, so it gets a +1 from that. Then how many ranks they have and how many months they're on their position, that sort of a thing, changes the modifier for their advisor tasks. Advisor tasks are coming you guys' way starting probably next session. And then like what the events events that you guys will be coming across, the DCs are set under the events difficulty area. And then you actually get mods based off the event type and based off of your own kingdom stat in relation to the actual control DC. Which I think your math might on here be slightly wrong. 9 to 7, 11. No, this is all correct, right? So is Nick slightly? Yeah. So so you can see Nick for any of those event types is a -1 because of his what his actual modifier is compared to his DC. So he has just like a -1 modifier. So this is how you kind of like figure out who's rolling for what. Oh, it's a stability check being rolled by with a focus from the, I don't know, counselor. Bam. And then you have like all that kind of listed there. You can see what the total modifier would be for the person. Blah, 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 blah. Awesome. I hope this is nice and easy for you guys to follow. I'm actually going to have you guys fill this out for you. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is, hey, patrons. Hey, guys. How you doing? For all of you patrons that went ahead and made an advisor for the different clans, if you want to tell me for your patron character, you can either DM this to me or mention it over inside the Warmonger advisor creating secret chat in Discord, whatever you want to do it. Here's the Discord link. if you want to go ahead and do that, you can tell me what the focus, special trait, and flaw is for that character. Whatever you tell me, it's not guaranteed that's what will be there, but I'll use it as inspiration to fill it in, because you might say something that's too general or too specific, and so I'll kind of like fiddle based off of what you send to me. All right, cool. I hope that answers all those questions. Let's get back to actual Jake's kingdom. And I'll actually pull up your thing for them to see as well, Jake. Cool. So for you, Jake, looking up yours, you actually had an event come your way as well. It's a kingdom event that comes. Bringing it to RP, you actually have a person is going to be approaching your clan to speak with you directly. One moment. You were told it is a representative. So obviously when you're inquiring who it is that's coming to speak with you, the person that's kind of filling you in on your side is going to be your, yeah, that's right. You don't have a law speaker. That's what you call them. That just makes me, that makes me chuckle. I'm sorry. So for you, your person is going to be your, we'll just say it's your overseer, informs you that you actually have somebody coming to speak with you that claims to be a representative of the Order of the Broken Chain. I assume you want to actually break bread, whatever, meet counsel with them, make counsel with them.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So when you actually go to speak to this representative, they will. When you go into the room to speak with them, you can actually see that them being invited into your chamber. And again, you don't have a proper castle or anything like that yet. So this is, I think you use like your dance hall or something like that currently. When you invite them in, the person that comes into the area is actually an incredibly fierce looking female orc. If she's half orc or full orc, you're not entirely sure, but she's definitely short and stocky. She has like a good amount of muscle to her. You imagine that she has not spent her entire life inside the Barren Lands because she doesn't have that much. She's not as incredibly like almost emaciated like most people that live in the Barren Lands are, right? Like not only does she have a good amount of muscle to her, but she also has a bit of a thickness to her as well. That says that she is capable of eating well. That also could mean she's of the Barren Lands and very successful at hunting her prey. Anyways, so you are allowing her to come and meet with you inside of your chamber. When she comes in, and she of course has, the appropriate symbols and everything on her that shows that she's a fierce warrior. She's wearing like leathers to protect a certain area, bits of chain and whatnot to defend other areas, so on and so forth. But you can also see that even her armor, which is a bit of mail, as I just described, has many broken links onto it that, again, you would understand to be representative of her being a member of the Order of the Broken Chain. It has its purpose of being defensive, but carries the meaning. Anyways, so she walks into the chamber and gives you a bit of a fierce look.
I would have Aurorum and Sarush inside with me as well, as they are followers of Vroga.
Okay.
And I would just say, what is your name?
Anul.
Anul. And why do you seek counsel?
Not counsel. I seek to give an opportunity.
Go on.
You are the Ashen Orc. You are a leader to the Karak. Even those that are of less pure blood, she says. Now, of course, she doesn't look at Sarush with this, but you said Aurorum. Oh, actually, I think they're both full orcs, aren't they?
I think they're both half, aren't they?
Yep, Aurorum is half orc. And Sarush, I'm just checking, is half orc. Yep, okay, never mind. She says, and she has a bit of a look to either side.
No, I don't react.
Okay. She says, you have a unique position to lead people the correct path, to break the chains of those that would otherwise be bonded, both in this world and when they leave it.
Yes, and what do you want?
I wish to make an offer to you. I wish to establish a monastery where people can begin to learn, to train in the name of the broken chain and Vroga's name. And then she says, with a bit of tone to her, to your council, she says, or Waruk, if you prefer.
If neither of them react, I'll say. So you're from the Broken Chain, then?
You know that Sharash, who's actually from, I believe she's actually from the Barren Lands. Give me 2 seconds. Aurorum, who's actually from Kajinksi, born and raised, and Sarash, who's from the Southern Barren Lands. You can imagine Sarash has, you would imagine with her being of the Barren Lands, these kind of insults of her almost being like a weaker, softer Kajinksi kind of person would strike her. But then again, this is a person who is a member of the Broken Chain, and specifically Sarash is somebody who is a former slave. So most likely leans towards this. So neither of them take offense. Anyways, you said that, what were we saying?
I don't remember what I just said.
Good job. I'm supposed to forget things, not you. My daughter calls me the forgetting guy.
I think I said, so you're from the Broken Chain.
She said, you're quick for an Ashen Orc. Very flat.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Who leads?
Nobody leads. Are you not familiar with the faith? She says, with a bit of, this time, aggravation.
I am. I'm also familiar with one who does lead.
Well,
Great many members of the Broken Chain. This is interesting. That's why you're the Order of the Broken Chain.
yes, well, most go off doing their own thing. Small little cabals. I am a different direction. I am to establish. And so I come with an offer. An offer in blood.
What is the offer?
I will cover the costs, half of the costs, for you to create a monastery to the Broken Chain here and in your home. These are goods taken from the dead hands of our enemies. Every coin, every artifact stained with the blood they were taken from. As there is iron that bounds their victims, I take the iron of their bodies.
And what will you do for me?
I just offered to cover half the costs of a monastery, to give you favor in Vroga's name. Are you spitting at my feet? Are you wasting good water?
I am not. A monastery. It's not really... Oh, well, a monastery. I will think on it, and I will let you know later today. I need to seek some counsel. You're not the first Broken Chain orc that's come here. Nor will you be the last.
My offer leaves with me. And she turns and starts walking towards the door.
Alright, quickly tell me how much a monastery is.
It's a 16 BP. Yeah.
16 BP. So it's going to cost me 8. As she gets closer to the door, he says, aye, a monastery you will have. And he'll let her walk out.
Yeah, what you say a monastery have? And like with the handle on the door, hand on the door handle, she says, and here for a moment, I thought you sacrilegious. And she grabs the handle and opens it.
She would hate to come to Tessel, dude.
Well, she might be making her way there.
Well, not another one.
So, anyways, so Jake, and your next, for you to reap the benefit of it and none of the penalty, for your next kingdom phase, you're going to want to build a monastery. If you're capable of doing more than one building, you can have that as be one of the two. If you're only capable of doing one, you're going to want that to be it. She will offer you the 8 BP to cover the costs.
Yep.
It's a pink one. All right, cool. So that situates us with something that I had forgotten before we finished up last session. So let's actually get into the start of this session. I'll allow Celsius. I believe you're going to Zumba your way through the recap of last week, so we can jump right into this one.
Man, what happened last week? We did a bunch of kingdom rules. We did 3, right?
Yeah.
Or we did 3 or 4? I think that's...
Yeah, we began with Jake and ended with Jake. Yeah, we did 4 technically.
Yeah, we did 4 kingdom rules. Just trying to stabilize our nations. We all hit, what, I think 11 hexes?
Nope, not one of you.
Not Jake?
Jake has 11. I don't think Nick does. Nick has 10.
I thought we all had
Okay.
that.
Yep.
He's
Nick
supposed to have 11.
No, Nick has 10.
If you count his tiles on roll 20.
No, he
Either
doesn't.
way.
Yeah,
We did 4 kingdom rules. So we all built stuff. There was just some RP that happened. Naito got bled for a bit and then he starved for a bit.
Oh.
Which recovered him quicker. We had locust swarms, which really sucked. I'm the only one that failed. Everyone else is fine.
Oh, Nick, you did get 11th. You got the Rivers one. Oh, I know I didn't get added. Okay, yeah, you do have 11. Okay.
I got a volcano, which sucks. And then a bunch of my people ran off and made their own settlement and said, fuck you, we're not going to join you. And I have permanent loyalty loss or stability loss because of it. So very happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I bet you are.
And yeah, that's basically just kingdom rules. I mean, I don't remember what everyone added to their kingdom.
Nick, anything specific for your kingdom? You actually had the least eventful session last week. Anything specific you want to mention about yours? Or are you good?
I think last session I was just fucking dodging bullets like crazy, and for some reason my rolls weren't terrible. So I'm expecting that to rebound back today. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, you're right. I am at 11. So I don't know what that means entirely.
Oh, gotcha. I can actually explain that to you. So if you chat can see it on stream too. So having 11, once you actually change your kingdom size in the top left-hand corner from 1 to 10 and change it to 11 to whatever, if you actually look on the right-hand side of your tracker sheet on the kingdom tab, you'll see where it says settlement, buildings, improvements, so on and so forth. As I change this, you'll see the number of buildings goes up to 2, improvements goes up to 3, hex claims goes up to 2. That's how many of those you can do a kingdom turn. So now you can actually claim up to 2 hexes a turn if you wanted to. Build up to 2 buildings plus a house a turn, or even do 3 improvements. You're actually able to move significantly faster with the upgrading and expansion of your kingdom if you choose to do so. Obviously, being a little conservative early on to make sure the DC doesn't outpace you is important. But once you kind of get your legs beneath you, sprinting for a while is kind of nice. So, yeah, and I think you're the one that has like incredible unrest. Unlike, Valorant, but that's a different campaign. See you guys on Thursday night.
I guess last note, I remembered we discovered 3 nations, or we discovered 2 nations last session, but 3 over the last 2 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the one nation above Nick that's like the pink color. Then there's like one nation bordering Jake that's like a purple color, I think, right? And then there's that silver boy that I found with my explorers.
And you had your little branch off that happened over here. Cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I want to go talk to them.
Awesome. Cool. So, and then you also, last thing, big thing that popped up too, was this right here. This group that Jake started being able to see moving along the southern border, right over the boundary into Kajinksi, Barren Lands itself. So why don't we actually bring this to, you're actually handling your kingdoms, the area, so on and so forth. So you're saying that you wanted to go and talk. Actually, whoever wants to go first, I'm sure all of you have a degree of responsibility. You wanted to handle things you want to handle. And I also imagine at some point in time, you might want to counsel not just your independent counselors for how to handle these areas that are popping up around you, but maybe even discuss with one another how it is that you can deal with the problems happening of all these nations building up around you. You were saying something, Cell? Oh, sorry, No?
I said I wanted to talk to the villagers that split off.
Cool. We can actually do that first. That's fine. So if you're distracted talking to Vince Sexel in chat, we can just say it out
No,
loud.
I just realized my nation looks like an arrow. I need like this one hex right up here,
Ah.
and then it's an arrow pointing at Jake's nation.
I'm a dummy. All right, so lead the way.
Oh, okay. So I guess I'm going first. My brother's still recovering, so I wanna take I will take my grand diplomat, or my envoy, Elia Daram, with me. And my marshal, right? Marshal's the one that handles external affairs, right? Outside the city.
This is actually,
Yeah.
this is kind of the Marshals category as well. Mm-hmm.
So then I would take my sentinel Tic-Tug, which is my marshal. So I would take them both with me, and then like I guess a small handful of men.
Okay.
And we'd walk, because we don't have horses, to the little outpost that's formed from our people.
Okay. So when you go over there and it's that little outpost that we had discussed beforehand, what they specifically had set up for themselves is a little bit of a mine over there. And so, and they haven't done anything illegal, they didn't do anything wrong. They went and they grabbed lands that's seemingly free and open, and they're taking it for themselves. However, there's so much infighting and whatnot amongst them, and there's some of your own people leaving to go there, that is causing the negative effect to your kingdom, as we discussed last week. So you go there to meet up with this group, and again, you can almost imagine this being like a like you're thinking of like an old Western movie, like very quickly popped up houses, structured poorly, more or less lean-tos that lean to each other and that are leaning against like the rock sides and whatnot. These are like shanties, the more or less they're making here, right? And then the mine itself is also begun to be dug into, but you can't really see much by way of the structure of the mine or anything like that yet. So as you're approaching this place, you've got, say, a dozen soldiers with you as you approach, as well as each of your two advisors, making 15 total heading there. The group of you start heading over to the town. It's a thorp, more or less. Go ahead.
I'd just be taking taking in the information, like, are these buildings, basically I'd be thinking, are these buildings up to like the standard that Tessa would want his people living in, right?
You can take an engineering check for that one.
I do have knowledge engineering, just so you know.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I was laughing at his face and he got me beat. All right. Well, and a 16 is pretty decent. Do you want to look that?
No, it's not that important.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, oh, Nick, by the way, you did get a win of his wisdom from Steve before he went away for his when his break ended. As a reminder, that's at some point in time you can add a +5 to a skill check, okay, or ability check, I should say, but it doesn't really work for saving throws. All right, so right, is that? I think it's how it's specifically phrased. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I think it's just ability checks and skill checks. All right, back to you, sir. So, you looking at these buildings? These are not very finely crafted buildings. They're crafted very, very quickly. But at the very least, even though you can't see it from here, you can take solace in the fact that they probably built the mines well. You know, maybe that's where their focus was, because that's where they're going to be making their money. But these homes were just constructed very quickly. They're just getting themselves situated. Go ahead.
He would. I mean, is there like any obvious form of like a mayor's house or like a central meeting place?
Absolutely.
Or anywhere? They're just like people milling about. Okay.
Yep. I mean,
he would
honestly,
go.
the total number of people is probably just over 50.
Okay. He would go to the mines and walk to the first person he meets.
So as you go walking through the town, why don't you go ahead and roll me a what's it called? Sense motive check. You can do the same thing for your two advisors as well.
Good.
I suggest you keep their character sheets open for yourself.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I brought my Grand Diplo, and who else? Tic-Tug.
Yep, Tic-Tug and
Okay.
Leah.
Sense motive for me, Tic-Tug, and Aaliyah.
Wow. Tic-Tug,
Oh, I hit that twice, I think.
yeah.
No, I didn't.
Tic-Tug is absolutely terrible.
So 12 for 27.
Yeah, and Aaliyah crushed it. So Aaliyah's the one that gets a pretty strong sign from it. And as she's walking through the town, because you guys don't really have horses, as she's walking through the town, she looks over to you and says, Warlord, it seems as though the people here are very nervous that you've arrived. Look at them over there, and you can kind of see like there's a group of them that are whispering to one another. If I had to guess, they're probably deciding whether or not they should attack.
He nods. Then Tesla stops. He motions for like his soldiers to back off.
Mm-hmm.
You two may stay if you wish. I will approach the group alone to show I am no danger to them. I will also call out ahead of time to try to ease their worries.
Aaliyah just makes sure that the safeguard she has, like her safety strap for her bastard sword, almost imagine like a holster clip, for like an actual gun, is removed. She's a diplomat, so having something like that on there is generally seen as against like not like a, it's more of like a loop that you put on part of it. Something that she would do is almost like a sign of goodwill if you're entering into a diplomatic meeting. Don't forget, Aaliyah is actually trained as a soldier. She's actually capable of handling the bastard sword that she has with her. And so she would just kind of like gently remove the loop, hoping not to be noticed by doing so. She's not very discreet about it though, because that's not her forte. Either way, you have your soldiers back off, and it's just you, Tiktung, and her stepping up. So anyways...
Yeah, he would announce his approach about probably 20 feet away. I've come to speak with whoever you may call your leaders of this little town that you've established. And I mean no harm to any one of you.
Somebody shouts out from the group back there. There ain't no leaders here.
That would explain the buildings. He looks at them. They aren't safe. I would like to offer the people of this town a proposition.
Somebody calls out to interrupting you as you're saying that. Sounds like somebody wants to charge taxes.
He just ignores it. I offer the people of this town a proposition. Safety, safe buildings, protection against foreigners, enemies of your land that wish to take your mine away.
What? You'll pay safety fee. This makes sure that Ivan over here not burn down your fucking house.
My proposition is I would build your people a tower, a watchtower with soldiers to guard you from enemies. We build you houses and make sure your mines are safely maintained for the years to come, so you may build your wealth.
Go ahead and roll your diplomacy check with us.
Oh, there's the first one. Hey, wait, is it prediction? No, the prediction ended, of course.
Yeah, it has to end in one stream. Wow. Nick, doesn't that hurt? Does it hurt to watch?
Fuck you, Sil.
I love you too, buddy.
All Russians in Aurorum or Triaxian? No, it's not Star Wars. So anyways, you kind of give your speech. I was going to
make it hard on me. I know.
Yeah, but I really can't. Like, we accepted that natty 20s and natty 1s are critical successes, and just kind of walked over and like, I'll build you watchtowers, protect you. So I'll have somebody say, what do we get in return? So what do you get in return?
I get more people to protect and to help build more prosperity within my nation and for the people of this land.
The same voice that's been loud the entire time says, sounds like taxes.
Yes, and we all must pay some tax to guarantee our safety for us and our children and our children's children and the future of our people. That is something that we must suffer.
The only suffering would be the suffering of us to your taking our livelihood for sitting.
He gestures to the houses. Yes, the livelihood of the buildings you build that will collapse within a week. the mines that you can't maintain because you're too busy squabbling amongst each other. To guarantee the prosperity of your land, you must have someone constantly funding it, protecting it, while you focus on mining, the soul of our people.
Wow, she's just throwing trash.
Eli's just rolling, dude.
She says, do you know where you are? In the grand scheme of Aroth, do you know where you are? How close you are to the border of Paradel? Are you familiar with their way of inclime, gathering you and forcing you to choose how it is you're going to serve them, or whether or not you die? Does this not intimidate you? Do you not want soldiers to protect you, as they have in the past, from the forces of Paradel? Unfortunately, this kind of falls on deaf ears. Coming from a Perrin herself, it almost sounds like she's like lording herself over them, as opposed
Especially
to
the bastard sword too. You know, it's a little ironic.
Unfortunately, it doesn't
You
work
probably
out well.
hear just somebody yell out, "Fuck Paradel!" Yeah!
He would motion for like her to calm the threats. Tesla doesn't like threatening people, especially people he wants to like join him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a volcano to your southeast. We can offer protection and aid when the inevitable volcano erupts and brings lava pouring down. We wouldn't know what direction. And we'll, he emphasizes again the protection of the watchtower, and then he would mention the recent invasion from northern tribes down here to conquer the lands down here and force the people to work unsafe times and stuff, you know.
Gotcha. I actually don't roll anything yet. 1 second.
Okay.
Where's the thing I want to click you. Trying to lend a degree of aid, but unfortunately,
TikTok.
Yeah.
He's a minor. He could, you know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll. It's actually a decent roll. Good job, TikTok. TikTok chimes in saying, do you know what mines can be like around the area of a volcano? What kind of gases could be inside the tunnels if you're not aware of it? Are all of you familiar with the methods to be able to find these gases? Are you aware of how it is to avoid them, to safeguard against them, and to stop them once they've begun? More than that, how many of you are actually capable of finding a vein worth value? You know the rules of Clan Shadow. If a vein of value is discovered, you keep your portion. You do a hard day's work, and you earn your portion from your work, but also for being the one to discover it, you get the finder's fee as well. How many of you know the correct way to find, or have the equipment and the support to be able to succeed? Good luck. You can go ahead and roll your diplomacy. She was not able to assist you, but he's able to give you a +2 in your check.
Once more with feeling.
Hi, Viking Magoo.
Good roll.
Oi! Foster's.
Oh, look, Viking.
Boomerang.
Viking's
Joey.
fogged.
Yeah. So anyways, does that include the +2?
Yeah.
Cool. So then that's a once again, kind of like as you guys say your words, people are kind of like nodding and whatnot. And one of the people actually kind of says, honestly, the mines here aren't very safe. That, of course, perks up both TikTok and you, both of you having kind of like a mindset towards those things.
If any of you know of me, you know I lived in the mines for years of my youth. And you know my foremost priority is to make sure our miners and our mines are safe, constantly repaired and protected, guaranteed to not collapse in on our people. I don't know how many of you have experienced them cave-in, but those are not. They are the scariest times of your lives. Second only to the forests of Eldamar.
That's funny. No, seriously, man. These dogs out there.
That shit was. Cut that shit out.
So at this point, your character is actually invited to go see the mines themselves, to go investigate them. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a profession minor check?
Okay. I'm not the best.
Oh,
at
you
that.
could actually roll me a. I was gonna say you're better between that and engineering. I don't know which one's better for you.
Oh, engineering's way better.
Okay, then you can do that one instead. Sorry.
Thank you.
Cool. Are you happy with your 19?
Yeah, I don't think it's worth lucking it. It's not too important. We're kind of convinced these guys a lot already.
Okay. And then.
You want to roll for Tick Tongue?
Nope, I got it.
Okay. Oh, Tick Tongue popping off.
Jesus. Well, let me actually go ahead and bloop this.
+4 perception. Oh my god,
I'll
that
allow
thing
you-
is so good.
I'll allow you to click the appraise button.
Appraise for the worth of like the mine, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll kind of do all this at once in a second.
4? Is it +4? Yeah,
But-
+4.
yep. By the way, I believe it was Joey that, even though this is a hype train made character, I think it was Joey that kind of like led the idea of TikTok. I think this one was Joey. So you can thank him
think so
for that
too.
one. Yeah. Jake also had a couple new people added to his as well, or at least will be. Yeah, they've been added to him as well. You got a Aura Cooley and a Lore Keeper added to him.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, which is nice. So Nick is the least loved one now. Nobody loves Nick. So, all right. So, anyways, wow, that's a beautiful appraise check. Does that include the +4 built in?
Yep.
Oh, you did. Okay, cool. So, one of the first things that you and TikTok noticed as you guys were walking into the mines is how incredibly unstable they are. They clearly were meaning to be. They took like a natural kind of like split that had a bit of it showed a degree of vein like inside there. But the important thing to note is that they went deep and fast rather than trying to secure and broaden. Right. More importantly, they were chasing a vein that is very superficial and definitely has value to it. If it were to be almost like a skim mine along the way, but they're digging into it deeply, which is causing, again, less structure. Whereas TikTok himself is able to kind of gesture and be like, this area over here is actually where the value is. But more importantly, he's like, this ore is quality ore. There's no getting around. Like, I can tell you that this is high quality ore with their, was a total 27 appraise check. But like, you would need Jorman to tell you exactly how good it is. But this is some quality iron that we're coming across in these hills. It actually leads him to believe that over in the area where the volcano is, that there might be some really quality stuff over there as well. More than that, looking at just kind of like this area, he thinks that if you guys were to go and try to establish a mine by the volcano, you might be able to also mine out a considerable amount of obsidian, which has its own values, right? Obsidian is really good for making quicker and cheaper things like, say, arrowheads and stuff like that, so you can save iron for more important stuff in times of need. Anyways, so yeah, you're actually able to discover that this is a decent mine that happens to exist here that you'll be able to use. No, you can determine the value of the mine is equal to, you know, X, Y, Z in gold pieces. More or less,
Yeah,
you can establish a
about
mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cool.
So, I assume I've convinced the people that to join the nation.
Yes. Yes, you have. Hold on one second. Yeah, but yes, you have. But then there's also the idea that they did find the mine. So how much are you willing to allow them to keep for discovering and establishing the mine for you?
I guess I would say maybe like for the first like 3 months I don't get any benefit for the mine.
So you sacrifice it. What does the mine give you? 2 BP each because of
It's-
your.
Well, if it's linked to it's like 1 BP and 1 economy. So basically, they get to keep all the profits of it for 3 months while I build them the watchtower, and then afterwards they fall in line with the rest of the nation.
Okay, so you're more or less going to cover the cost of establishing this and the other. Okay, cool. Then you're going to need to claim this hex, assuming you, because I think this is an ongoing thing. You have to succeed your checks, which you'll have a bonus for on your next kingdom phase. to be able to have all this go.
I don't think this one's ongoing. I think this is like it pops up and then you're supposed to solve it another way, but you know.
Yeah.
I
That's what I'm saying.
couldn't tell
The other way you're going to get a benefit for, or so on and so forth. So, why don't you go ahead and write notes about this, and we'll approach it when we need to. Okay.
Okay.
Bolita, you missed Cell doing Zumba. It was as
It was
bad as
lovely.
you think it is. Okay, no, it was terrible.
It was great.
I don't know if you see the pained look on Jake and Nick's face. It's not from watching us RP. It's definitely from the Zumba. Nick, I don't have any ice cream, and it's making me upset.
I don't either. I just had to settle for Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Can we get a Carvel ice cream cake and split it for next week?
You ship it down here?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Want to meet in the middle and take and split it?
Yeah.
Not you. You
Oh.
meet in the middle. Want to do that?
I'm totally game for that.
I'm also game for that. But that also means that Cell and Jake need to go and get themselves an ice cream cake too and cut it in half and leave the other half in the freezer and pretend like they are also a part of this.
Jake, how about we buy like just the small, like real small ones, and then we call it even. Like there's like the small, there's like the medium sized ones, and then there's really small ones, and then we just get like, or like we just get the cupped ones, like the ice cream in a cup, like
I'm so
Ben and
sorry.
Jerry's.
He lives in Australia. They probably don't have ice cream cake. It probably melts too quickly.
Do they have
What
ice cream
do you guys
cake?
have over there? Vegemite cake or something?
Oh my!
Only.
No, it's Marmite cake. Definitely Marmite cake.
Does Foster's make a cake? I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, I've noted everything about the Land Rush event for that.
I'm sorry?
I've noted what I said about
Cool.
the.
All right, so now we're going to go to the next part, which is the fact that you guys, as Cell kind of mentioned beforehand, you guys had kind of, what are they called? Different kingdoms popping off last stream. So noting that these three are here, do your characters want to try to, I know Nick has started doing intel gathering and whatnot from his kingdom and so on and so forth. Do your characters want to send like more or less meet with one another to discuss this matter with each other because of the discovery of it? It's kind of like, I know you shared information about the discovery with one another. Do you care to have an actual group up RP about it at the moment, or do you want to continue handling it individually? Which both make perfect sense. I don't care either way. Either way, if we're going individually, we're going to go to Nick first.
For me personally, we are in an alliance, right? That is a military alliance as well. So I would send a rider to both and just inform them that I have another nation encroaching on my borders.
Nice phrasing.
That.
Yep, you already gave them a heads up about that. Exactly. Mm-hmm. You actually said that you guys kind of covered that. Cool. So then you guys are probably going to handle the rest of it individually. Does that sound about right to you as well, Nick? Cell, of course, is over here. Like, somebody save me.
I feel like we probably need to talk like again like next month or something when more stuff happens. It's only been a month since we've last met as a group.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so less talking, more rating. Roar! All right, Nick, back to you then. So we're gonna handle like your individual ideas of what you want to do here, and then we can kind of move on from there. Sure. So Nick, I know that one of the things we discussed last week was you had discovered this, and you wanted to kind of get have your spy master do a bit of discovery as to what was happening over here, right? So that was the plan that you wanted to do. Let's kind of walk through this process of how this is supposed to work for you. So if we're actually looking at your kingdom sheet that's here, your spy master, if you go to your advisors tab, you'll see that your spy master is Shala, right? So the way that you're going to fill out this sheet for Shala, one second, I'm going to fill this up for you really quickly. Kushabashi Shala. All right, so Shala, the ability modifier Shala is using a spy master. I believe you can either use, what is it, dexterity or intelligence, right? Yeah. So she uses her dexterity, which is 3. So right under attribute, you're going to write DEX. I usually do capital D, then EX to fill that up there. And then her actual attribute modifier is a 3, which you're going to want to plug in there. Somebody had caps lock on. So attribute mod is 3, active, yes, we already know that. How many months has she actually been in that position? So because we're an established kingdom, I actually have no problem with just flat out saying she's been there for 12 months. We're going to start at the basic, 12.
Boom.
Every year, you see that 4 became a 5. Every year that they're inside a position, they're actually getting better and better and better at their job. If they ever leave that position and come back, it restarts it to a 1. Well, technically a 0, right? So so that's actually a very beneficial thing. So from this point on, all of your people that have been there since beginning, you get to have them as a 12. From the beginning would be pretty much any character that is not currently being added to your leadership as of right now. If they're already on your sheet and you don't have to actively add them, you already get the benefit of them being there for 12. And this is kind enough for me to say that includes that includes your hype train gains characters as well. Back to you, Nick. With Shala, her rank and the appropriate skill for Spy Master, I believe it's Sense Motive. She has 6 ranks in that. You can go ahead and plug that in there. And as you know, every 5 gets you an additional +1. So her modifier is a 6, as you can see there. So what she's doing first, this first check she's going to be making is a stability check. So I don't think this total modifier here includes... let me just check something. Stability versus loyalty. Oh, it does. Cool. So stability. So in that bottom right-hand corner of the sheet where it says position, you're going to want to click on that and choose Doggers, bro. I mean, Spy Master. I don't know if he named his... Yeah, he did. He named it Shinrotar. Shinrotar, I think it was. So you chose Spy Master. As for if it's a focus, a flaw, or a normal, you're actually going to leave that as normal as of right now. Nick, the way focus, flaw, and special trait works, and this is for you as well, Stel, in case you don't recall. A focus is something that they're particularly good at. They get a +2 modifier when dealing with those things. A flaw is something that they're not the best at. They get a -2 modifier in dealing with those kind of things. And lastly, a special trait is... if they succeed or fail when they're dealing with something with their special trait, that actually has an additional effect that can happen going along with it, because that's just something that they're so focused at. So lastly, Nick, you can see that with your event type, critical failure, success, you can see how the math there works. And then critical failure, critical success, you can see how the math there works on that little chart. So is it less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and then by 7 or so on and so forth. So the DC for doing this spying for Shala to do, Shala's actually sending out her spies to do it. This is actually just an average difficulty. So it's nothing crazy difficult for her to have her spies go in and look at this nation here. So remember the DC is a 12. So over in the actual kingdom role area, you're going to do 12 months +4, question mark, since we have rolled 4. No, 12 months starting today. Because we're now rolling them in. So Nick, you're going to be rolling a 1d20 with a total modifier of a 5, and we know that you're going against an average difficulty, which is a 12. That's a DC that you're targeting.
And not 12d20.
Welp.
Unlucky, dude.
Oh, you didn't add your Winifred's Wisdom.
I did not. Shit.
I mean, you're not familiar with dealing with all these chat interaction things yet. I am kind enough to allow you this one time of a post ad of that if you would like to do so.
Yes, and then I'll use a luck die.
I know, chat. It is a 2. Wasn't that also what they said? We said that we were voting against last week.
It was a 1.
Oh, was it a 1?
It was who could roll the first 20 and the first 1.
I mean, Nick is renowned for always anyways.
Failing?
Well, always roll with 3 or less.
Sir.
Yeah.
I fail upward.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, with the +5, I'm going to burn a luck die. That's going to give me a +8. So that's a 15. So at least it's a pass.
Yeah, it is a pass for you. So obviously it's not going to be the +7 or whatever it might be, right? That's favoritism. Well, that's my buddy Nick. I gotta show favoritism. That's for you, Jake.
I get it from chat, so it's fine.
So anyways,
yeah, that's just the other Aussie, man. Go eat some Vegemite, all right?
no, you gotta give him Marmite.
Marmite. I don't. They both sound atrocious.
They do. They do. I was gonna order it until I read it, and then I was like, never mind. I read it with Brittany, and she's like, please don't buy that. And I was like, well, if somebody like handed me some Vegemite or Marmite, I would try it, but like, I'm not gonna go out and buy a whole jar that's gonna go into the trash.
I've seen Vegemite in the store. I was tempted to buy it, then it was like $20, and I was like, no, that ain't happening. It's too much.
If I like bought it and gave it to somebody that enjoys it, that's fine, because I know it'll be consumed. But if I'm buying food just to throw it away, what am I doing? Trying to collect Pokemon cards? Like, what is going on?
I mean, hey, why not?
So anyways, even butter, I spread butter super thin when I use it. But anyways, continuing. So Nick, with your little addition and everything there, you actually send Shala in there to succeed, so to gather some intel about this this kingdom to the north. So give me 2 seconds. One of the first things you're able to discover from this this clan that exists to the north, one of the first things you're able to discover is that it is actually a clan that is about comparable in size to your clan, meaning it's give or take 2 hexes. It's about the same size as your clan. They are also charged with handling the defense against the Eldamar forests as well. So that means that they also have people that are capable of handling the same kind of atrocities that you have to handle as well. Though, of course, they have a very different approach. They actually don't utilize the chocobo, the Axebeak. We still have to come up with a name for Axebeak as much as you do. Remember, there was a whole bunch of names that were thrown at you in chat. I don't think you saved any of them. I don't think you decided.
Nope.
So, yep, he's a terrible person. Send those new names, and totally he'll save them this time. So, anyways,
Nice joke.
yeah, all I have to do is save 5, and then I can make a vote about it. But anyways,
just put it in Discord.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to try to say it.
True.
So back to you guys. So with the they don't utilize the Axebeak as a means to fighting against them. They actually utilize different tactics. They actually utilize, as far as you're able to discern, their way of handling them is it's actually known that their soldiers carry with them a type of herb that helps to give them a degree of resistance against the effects that one might have against their mind on fighting against the creatures that exist up and in that area. Lastly, you're able to find out the name of the actual clan, because that's important and probably important enough for you to write down.
I got it. I'm ready.
Clan Tilkan. Yes, there's an
So
apostrophe.
you're telling me a clam token carries the herb, is what you're telling me.
Tilkan. Yes, there's an apostrophe. Yes, there's an H.
Clan Tilkan.
Is the name of the clan that's up there. The name of their capital city doesn't really matter, at least not as of right now. Because they're equally prepared to fight against the atrocities of the West. They also have a good number of soldiers on hand that are capable. A standing army, if you will.
Standing on.
The only other thing, because I think I needed to give you. Oh yeah, you also wanted to know what their their alliances are and stuff like that. So you know that they actually have an alliance with another nearby clan in the area. You're not familiar. You've heard that they have an alliance with another clan that happens to be in the area. Though the name of the clan and where it's located, you weren't able to discern that information with your check result, right? So you were able to discover that. You do also know that they have a degree of standing with the North. So they're also much closer to the North than you are. So that might help with that. But anyways, so there you go. Tilkan. Any other details, checks, anything else that you want to do? Do you want to call an actual RP council meeting with your advisors about this? Or we can move on to somebody else if you just need time to contemplate.
Yeah, I mean, we can call it general council, and I'll propose my plan for moving forward, and then we'll take the feedback and start developing actions.
Okay, so I'm going to open up Shala, because I know she's one of the most important ones. Let's see, your general is Karzik. She's also one of the more important ones. Beyond that, I imagine I don't know who else you'd care to have because you don't have a Grand Diplomat, do you? You do not. Your
Oh, I do.
Do you?
Machiko?
Oh, did I not make them a?
Is that a new one?
Didn't show. Where's Machiko? Why is Machiko inside Jake's?
Or
Machiko's
did
not.
you
Always-
just put it on my sheet?
You always
Machiko
mess them
is,
up.
Machiko is not Jake's. I always mess you guys up. That's all. So I got to take it out of Jake's and put it inside yours. So where is? Because he probably can't even see it. So Machiko,
Nope.
Jake, you don't have that many people. Do you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, that's no. Hold on. I think I was looking at the wrong ones. No, Machiko was there in yours. I'm just a dummy. Nick, you don't have that many people. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 advisors. Plus one of them counts as 2.
Yep.
So it counts as 8, whereas Jake has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 advisors. Is that about correct?
Yep.
And Shado has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one of them counts as 2, so that's 9 advisors. So Nick, you're down by 1. Chat, there was a hype train. I'll get a vote going, but we all know who's down by 1. We all know who's going down in an earlier round. But Sugar, you're going out swinging? No? No?
You can stop anytime.
You don't want me to continue with some Fall Out Boy?
No, never been a fan.
No, they're not very good. Actually, that's not true. I like
I
two
was,
of their
I was
songs.
talking about you. I've never been a fan of you, but
Unlucky. Yo, I wasn't first to get kicked out. Let's go. That's what you call a W. That's a win. I'm filling out my advisor task sheet, just so you know, Scott, because I'm nice to you, so you don't have to do it.
That's your job.
Yeah, but I'm being nice to you
I think we
because
handle criticism well.
All right, and Machiko is also going to pop up for you.
Oh boy.
All right. Oh, they're saying, Nick, you only have consort and air left. Technically speaking, Nick also doesn't have a high priest, but he does need a consort and air, and he hasn't decided if he's going to alter either of those positions. You probably should contemplate that this session, so that they know what to work with. Machiko. So I have Machiko open, which is your Korok, Korok. What's it called? Grand Diplomat. Shala, your Quark. Sorry, your Hobgoblin, Spy Master, and Karzug, your Perrin, both General and Warden. So you call a council meeting with all of your council, but those are, of course, the ones that we focus on. Go ahead, sir. Talk to me.
Okay. So at first, I will go Shala. Report on the recent foray into the north. Who's above us?
Nobody is above Clan Kushibashi, but located to the north of where we are, there is a clan of a comparable size. If I had to guess, maybe even close to the same exact number of soldiers readily on hand as well. The thing is, they happen to be in good standing, or at least good enough standing, with the kingdoms to the north. So we can't just simply raid or invade them. Otherwise, it might cause a degree of distaste from those that we were trying to garner faith with. It would have to be something that was allowed, either through their attacking us first or through our making sure that they're not viewed too favorably. There are other legal ways that we can go about, but that's not really my forte to take care of. The important thing to note is they are allied with another clan, not too far from here. I wasn't able to get the clan's name, at least not yet with the spies that I sent out there, but they have a pretty decent a trade deal with them. I do not know if their armies would come to each other's aid, but they do have a decent trade, so they could get involved, or they might not. The size and location of it. Well, apparently there is a degree of fruit that is well known in the area. It's a fey fruit that exists. When you eat it, it makes your tongue go numb, so it's fun to eat as a fruit, but it can also be used medicinally as well. Anyways, they trade it with this other clan, but we don't know if they would come to their aid if they were attacked. You actually hear chiming in with this, Machiko. Machiko says, I don't understand why it is we have to immediately discuss attack. Defense is, of course, an important thing. Wow, this is funny. I just realized your entire council you're calling to here are all ladies.
Harem King, fuck yeah.
So
That's
funny.
Varrix's job. Come on, don't take his only thing.
No, that's for OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/Varrix.
Only feet, you mean?
No, that's this /Daelric. So, yeah. It's I'm not. I swear to you, if you go back and check the VOD, when we were making that joke on Lost Initiative about buying OnlyFeet.com, I checked it. OnlyFeet.com was $12 to buy. Okay. And then the next stream, a week later, we went back and we checked it, and it was literally $4,000 to purchase the URL. That means enough people went and checked OnlyFeet.com or looked it up or clicked that URL in that week's time that it was valued much higher by those that owns the URL or were selling it. And so it was like
It's
Should've bought it for
$59 right now.
$12.
how much is it?
It's 59 right now.
So $59 to purchase OnlyFeet.com, or is it
Yes.
the annual subscription after you purchase it?
Per user domain by service, it's $59 per inquiry plus commission, whatever that means. So
Okay. So you're talking about you went to like, I don't know, what website, like googledomains.com?
I went to onlyfeet.com and then this is on the top. Click here to buy onlyfeet.com.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's apparently it's dropped down. Now's our chance, chat. Are we going to make onlyfeet.com? I suppose this is the wrong channel for that. We should be talking about this on Lost Initiative. You guys aren't excitable enough for this. The market is available.
Listen, there's a
Viking.
demand that isn't being filled right now.
Viking, listen. You're literally on the other side of the planet. You stare at our feet all day. You want to tell me you want to be business partners, Viking? Did we go in on this together? Right? Sorry.
We can get back to my kingdom because this tangent is terrible.
Nick, you're saying that you wouldn't lend a few pictures yourself?
No one wants to see my fucking.
No, hold on. You think that?
I don't want to know the person who wants to see my friend.
You don't need to know. You just need to accept the credit card payment, Nick.
I manage
All I gotta
the
say is
porn,
I got
and
some soft feet,
like,
okay?
There are lines you don't cross.
I mean, my
I've
feet
seen
have
it.
my feet look like the goddamn Grand Canyon, like the rivets. Oh, it's so bad.
Listen, dude, if someone wants to buy pictures of my feet, send me a DM, okay? That's all I gotta say. Listen, dude,
Poor college kid, poor single
Yeah,
dad
that's
trying to buy
right.
away through college.
Kid can't even.
You think
drink,
I'm
but
joking,
he's
but I'm
fucking
not.
out of
Like,
his feet.
who cares? It's a W. You get some money.
This is America. You don't have to be old enough to drink to be old enough to sell your body. Okay. Like,
True.
anyways, so back to you, Nick. So so Vance is here. Remember, Vance is from Florida. They already have their credit card in their hand. Just
I'm
saying.
already. I'm from Florida too.
Oh, I
was
meant
born.
sorry. I meant New Jersey. Way worse than Florida. Sorry.
True.
All right, back to you guys. So, Nick, you are you say so. She gives you all that information, including like I don't know if they'd be really. And so Machiko chiming in. I actually haven't discerned Machiko's whole persona yet. So kind of like still trying to find my footing with it. She says, I don't know why it is that we need to immediately jump to raids and combats. This clan to the north is somebody that we can make another deal with. I'm no master of coin by any stretch, but definitely there is an opportunity for us to... Who is your master of coin? Oh, NPC XYZ. There is definitely an opportunity to be had with trade and with dealings with them. If they have faith with the kingdoms to the north, let's unite with them and show the kingdoms to the north that we can play well, that we are seen as equals to them. We can potentially even unite our clans and clans to the north. Unite our clans and grow in power, a power to the south. And then you actually have, speaking up, Karzug says, while I also agree, immediately jumping to combat is not a wise way of keeping our people protected. It is important to note that uniting clans through diplomacy means giving up a degree of your own power to do so. She looks directly at Naren and says, I imagine you did not come from your background to give up footing that you have gained through tenacious combat. Through whatever combat. I lost words.
While a union between two clans is not out of the question, cough, cough, consort, slot, cough, cough.
You can't say consort slot. That sounds terrible.
Oh, I can. We were just talking about feet. All right. You draw the line there. But yeah. No, my position was earned, and it will be maintained and nurtured through the same force and ferocity it was gained. As far as the clan to the north, I want to know all the details of how they're dealing with Eldamar. This herb I've heard of to help repel the toxins of the forest and of the half-men. I want it.
I agree. That's something that we can certainly use to our benefit as far as I've understood the battles that are waged against these creatures to our west.
And as far as military might goes, they use an herb. We do not rely on it. I feel an open conflict will be the stronger force if it comes to that. As far as their dealings with the other northern tribes or other tribes, if they become an issue, we simply have to undercut their trade, which moves on to my next plan of expansion. Since we have just increased size again and opened up the new settlement of, what the fuck did I call you?
Shinrotar.
Shinrotar, where the plan is to start gaining river dominance. So if we can ship our goods out faster than they can, not only can we meet the supply faster, but that should cut down our transportation costs so we can undercut our competition.
Tonscree actually chimes in and says, if dominating a river is something that is valuable to economy or to defense or whatever it might be, don't you think that there might be somebody else that already controls it?
I'm sure we'll run into that as we move upstream, but that's another bridge to cross.
Well, this is back to Karzog. She chimes in saying, should we come to cross blades with this clan to the north, I'm not too worried about their armies. They rely heavily on this herb to defend them against what it is that comes from the forests, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are completely protected against it. We can certainly lead an attack on them from the west, a distraction. And since they are not known for utilizing cavalry, as Clan Kushibashi is, the Kushibashi riders would be able to attack them from the south and from the east. We would have a much more easy tactic of applying pressure on them. Do we know where it is that their capital is located? She looks at Shala. Shala shakes her head and says, not yet, but I intend to find out sometime soon. As soon as we do, such attacks can be planned. But don't let this be misunderstood, Naren. She says, Warlord. I have put spies in place to ensure that if anything needs to be done, word needs to be spread, whatever it is that you need, I can act upon it. Espionage is my specialty.
Understood. Moving on to the next topic. As far as internal development, I intend to build a road to connect the two settlements. That is the primary next task, followed by pushing further into Eldamar. I intend to claim a swath of land in the forest for lumber processing.
What's her name? Karzak actually chimes into this point. Constructing a road to make sure that all of the regions can unite with one another is, of course, a brilliant idea, but I would actually say that I think it's a better idea for us to collect this bit of land here, she says, gesturing towards the map, and constructing a road through there and into our other town, rather than over the hill where we currently have our watchtower recently built. The reason why I say this is it's going to be faster transportation for goods and troops and so on. Roads can go through both pathways, but that is going to be more important in the long run and in the short term.
I'm glad you think so, because that was my intention.
She nods.
That said, the last priority I have will be to start preparing to a task force or a fast response force to aid our allies to the south. We have an obligation now, and we need to be able to meet it on a moment's call.
What is it? Duzarox, which is the one I believe LD made, yeah, from the hype train. Yeah. And I think that is your lizard folk. It is also a female. So, that's funny.
Why do I want to start singing Ja Rule right now?
That's funny. So
nobody wants to hear that. But.
All right, so or you can do what the hell's his name? Luda. Like, I got hoes. I got hoes, different area codes. Sorry, nobody wants to listen to that either.
You just start singing Eazy-E and then Diabetes.
So he says, so she says, Dazarox, says, yes, well, I can say that the people of Kushibashi are very satisfied with this relationship that has been garnered with these kingdoms to the south and to the east. Having neighbors that not only are allied with us, so we no longer have to worry about the dangers that might come with them being so close, is replaced with comforts and security, knowing that they came to our aid in our time of need, even when their own kingdoms were threatened. We were the last to be aided, which means that they brought a mighty force. This bode well with them.
Good.
Karzuk, again chiming in because she holds two positions and is part of engineering, says, you had mentioned wanting to make sure that we had a force that was prepared to aid our allies to the south as quickly as possible. Then I would suggest constructing our first fort. We have watchtowers, and they are of course important for keeping scouting parties about and having ready to aid guards. But in our southernmost area that we control, over along the border of both Eldamar and the Barren Lands, perhaps constructing a fort there, where we can hold a much greater, or even call to a much greater standing army. That would be able to lend much more rapid dispersal of troops to the east of there. That would allow them to aid with whatever might raid Densho from the south. And by aiding Densho when they call for it, you would garner much faith with all of the other Karak that respect the Ashen Orc. His fame can be our glory.
The question is to build on the road or to claim the hill and build the fort on the hilltop.
She contemplates for a few moments and will kind of look to the other advisors that are there for what they think might be important. Tonscreet will chime in and say, I think that building on the road, being able to act quickly, swiftly, and be more readily available from proximity is more important. than having the secured position of being up on the hill. Perhaps an additional watchtower there for a fallback point, or even utilizing that hill for an additional town if need be, wouldn't be so bad. If you imagine the fort that's to the south and the watchtower that Densho has also put not too far to the southeast of there, that's a very secure location.
Maybe. We still don't know much about the hills to the east.
Correct.
East? Yeah.
Hoko will actually chime in and say, well, you say that we don't know much to them, but I was actually speaking to our recent allies, friends that I've made with, the Densho clan, and it seems as though that is the location, those hills to the east. That's where another clan is, the one that abuts the Densho clan, or at least part of it is. We can only hope that they don't own all of those hills, as that would be quite the large bit of land that they own.
Eloquently said. Not really. Okay. We have our action plan.
Rayon actually will chime in at this point. Hasn't said anything up until now. Actually chimes in now and says, we continue to look to the north and to the east, but we're not looking to the west. Remember, the might of these little folk and these trees and the various creatures that we face day by day comes from the forest. We can take that might for ourselves, as has been done by this clan we discussed to the north. Yes, they've discovered an herb and a way to use it to aid themselves. Who's to say that we can't also discover the same herb rather than taking what it was that they've discovered? Either way would benefit us. One as a bit of an isolationist, the other requiring treaty or war. And who's to say we can't find other things of greater value from inside there? I think it's important that we continue to set our feet strongly in Kajinksi and make our mark here. But I also think it's important we push to the west. That is why we held these borders, and that is why we should expand them. Discovery of new magics and herbs and other things we can use.
Well said. What action would you propose?
I think it's important that we have a foothold within the actual forest itself. We know that's where it is, at least that abuts our entrance to Eldamar, are tall hills. But on the other side of those hills are forests, and rumors say beyond that the lands are opened up a bit more. It's a wall of forest, but it tames itself to a degree beyond them. I think we need to cut a direct line across and into Eldamar. Keep it close to home where it can be guarded and safe, where we have quick access to troops that can both reinforce and retreat home. I say we cut directly to the west of where we are. Not too far. A couple dozen miles at most, and then establish ourselves. At the very least, we can put in there a small thorp or town, a small thorp or village that can gather incredible trees to return back. The number of sawmills we'd be able to put in place. The amount of commerce we can have from this. But remember, Warlord Naren, it's not just the typical tree trunk that entices Clan Kushibashi. It is the rumor and discovery of the rare ones with unique properties. I will even push so far as to say, if we find wood with innate properties, magical in nature, those could be sent and used in conjunction with the allies that we've made to the southeast. They're known to forge fine weapons. A finely crafted blade to put atop of a what's it called? What the hell's your weapon called?
Naginata.
Atop of a naginata, hafted with magical wood. This is something that could be beneficial to not just our people, but to you personally.
Agreed. So moving forward, the next action plan, roads connecting the towns, a push into Eldamar, and building a fast response strike force or a fortification down to the south. This is the order of precedence, and we will continue in parallel, Shala. I expect you to continue to gather information on what lies to the north, and especially into how they process said herb. Any advantage we can get, we must seize.
Okay, cool. And so, Nick, you might want to make a note of what it is that you intend to do there. You can claim up to 2 hexes this turn if you choose to do so. You're definitely claiming the 1 hex that we had already discussed just north of the hill that's right there. You definitely want to build 3 roads. That is for the 2 open plains that we just discussed, as well as the 1 to your actual town. So there's 3 roads there that you want to work on. That would take you 2 turns, I think, to do both of those entirely. Because preparing a hex is also considered an improvement. So you can claim that, prepare it, and build 2 roads as your 3 improvements. You're going to want to choose what 1 or 2 buildings you're going to construct. If you choose to claim another hex, you might want to choose which one that might be. It might be, for instance, the hill to the south, or that second little river area to the north. Make your decisions on that. You can kind of do that in the background now as I bring my attention over to Jake. Jake, same idea. Do you want to call to a council meeting with your people about what you want to do moving forward? You actually didn't have a spy master to go in and start investigating these people or learn anything about it. You didn't have that situated. So I don't think there's anything about that kind of counseling you're able to do like Shaw did.
I do have a spy master.
Oh, did you?
Is to look to the north now.
Oh, my apologies. You actually did specifically make that. I
I've
apologize.
had that since the start.
Yeah. You go to hell, okay? I know who Arithel is. I know Arithel Prask. I can see the character sheet. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make your first advisor on your tab as well. Same as we did with Nick. All right, I got that all set over here. All right, so advisor tasks. So Arithel, I'm opening them now. I'm opening you up, Arithel. How do you like it?
Wow.
Arithel uses intelligence, and that intelligence modifier is a 4. Are you writing it?
No, so I've got the spreadsheet open.
Intelligence and the modifier is a 4.
Okay. So attribute mod 4.
Yep. And the attribute itself is INT.
The other one is INT.
Active is yes. Months is 12. Yep. And their rank, I think Arithel was actually made very well. As a spy master, they use sense 8 is what they use.
What was it? Sorry.
8 for rank. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So we already know in the bottom right hand corner, we're going to change this to spy master. There's actually a stability check, same as we talked about the other one. There is no focuses or flaws that exist at the moment. So you actually have stability is only -1, so your total modifier is a 6. Same as beforehand. Specifically looking at this clan immediately to the north of you. That is going to be, same as I did for Nick, a average DC.
So I roll on roll 20 though, right? The spreadsheet's not linked, so just +6.
Correct. Unfortunately, the spreadsheet is not linked.
Yep, that's fine.
I can make a macro in the future that we just click in the modifier.
There you go.
Well. That is not just a success, is it?
No, it beats it by 10.
That is right. It does. It does beat it by 10. Give me one moment to look at Irithel before we actually finish this. All right. I'm going to show you what this does for you. Give me one moment. Hopefully this doesn't break roll 20. You know how roll 20 has been lately. Did roll 20 just break? Huh. It looks like blackness just got there that wasn't there before. Did that just happen to you as well?
No.
No, we can't see. I don't think we can see any of the extra lands.
Still? Oh my god, so frustrating.
I don't think it's. I don't think our character tokens have seen any of it because of like a reset.
That's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, sir.
I've been looking on stream.
I'm gonna make it like this so you can actually see better, because this is what a critical success gets you. We have to find out exactly where the thing happens to be located. So, knowing exactly where it happens to be located, you can actually see that the there we go. Knowing exactly where it happens to be located, you can see the size of the clan. So, first and foremost, you're able to find out the clan's name. The clan goes by the name of Vosk. It's a clan Vosk. So Clan Vosk is actually a clan that is funny enough. We talk about how your clan happens to be of the old ways. This clan is also seemingly to a degree or another of the old ways. They have not really taken to things like agriculture and whatnot, so they don't utilize things like farms on their lands. So they don't have farming on their lands. They still do predominant hunting and whatnot. They have an almost completely meat based diet, where they also will gather herbs and whatnot as gatherers as opposed to actual farmers or agricultural people, which inhibits their ability to make a much greater population of people. However, because of that, that means that all of their individual members of this clan happen to be in incredible shape. They also happen to be like really good warriors, very capable of defending themselves and so on and so forth. They do actually have a set city or town, I should say, as you can see on the map there. The actual set town is where most of the trade and whatnot happens. They are a neutral kingdom, so they have no relations that are strong or negative with any of the surrounding clans, as far as you can understand. The capital that sit there, the kind of buildings and whatnot that are inside the capital don't really matter. But you know the clan's name is Vosk. The actual capital of the capital there is Voskda, which is just the center. And really, there's nothing else to note about them because they're kind of a smaller clan. They've been around for a while and have never really expanded very much. You know that they're currently claiming this hex right here. You do know that sometimes they claim both these hexes. Sometimes they abandon them because, you know, things like unrest will tend to go up and down over time based off of things like how harsh of a summer or winter it is. Can they get the food and whatnot that they need to survive? So sometimes they claim this hex. Sometimes they'll claim a little bit more. Sometimes they lose them and it drops back down to where it is, etc., etc. Cool.
Yep.
Do you wish to call a council meeting about this?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying because, I mean, they all have their own individual sites, right, Josh? Because they have to make sure that adequately. But this happens even on Lost Initiative, where I have only 4 things with vision. I mean, it would make sense why, but with Lost Initiative, it just breaks all the time. There's only 4 PCs. Sometimes there's not even 4 PCs on there, right? Like sometimes there's 2 PCs on the map, and it still happens. Anyways, back to you.
The new dynamic lighting is kind of janky.
Yep. All right, back to you, Jake. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll call council.
Okay. You call a council with the clan Densho. They will gather together. Who are your primary people you look at the council with?
Let me bring up.
RC Irithel.
Yep, Irithel, Herzog. Sorry, where is it? Roderick. And Suresh.
I like to point out that the exact opposite of Nick, he called to 3 guys and 1 girl. Nick, you just got another winner for just so you know. All right, back to you, Jake.
Yeah, so I'll call that council together. I'm assuming I've already got the report already from Erithel.
Yep. Erithel's already given you the report. We can bring it to RP, or you can just accept the report.
Yep. I'll accept the report, and I'll just say, good work, Irithel. The clan Vosk that we've noticed now shares a border with us. Could potentially be a danger or an ally.
They're not a danger. They're fools. They could be easily wiped out if we just simply waited till the winter. Nobody would even question their disappearing. It would just be assumed that they didn't store enough nuts to survive the season, and the fools starve themselves to death. Idiots. Even Urzug is like, like knowing that that's happened with other tribes in the Barren Lands.
I'm going to take the land, the hill, to next to land they claim for their own. And
you say that, and
issue them...
Urzug gives it like a toothy smile when you say that. Go ahead.
Yeah. We will issue them a demand to stop their southward expansion. They're coming a little too close for comfort.
Doxul will actually chime in and say, if we take that, that's going to make things a bit more difficult. They, as far as Irithel explaining what it is that their culture is like, it's almost inviting them to be intruders on our lands. Is it then my responsibility to appropriately protect the lands that is so close to them that they, due to their cultural habits, are going to intrude, even accidentally?
Well, if they intrude, they intrude. Our lands is our lands, and we'll defend them as such.
Mara
What
actually...
we take for our own is our own.
Mara will chime in when you say that and says, and like looks at Doxul and tells them, this is the Ashen Orc. The Ashen Orc. They will not intrude our lands without being punished, but they will of course learn the importance and glory of the Ashen Orc. Urzug says, or they'll lose a leg.
Alright, well, the next step is to take that land for our own, and we will issue them with a demand. Unless anybody can think of a way we might bring clan Vosk a little closer. They may share some of our ideals, and it is a rare find here in Kajinxi that be the case.
What was it? Roderick, right? I think Roderick would be the one. Yes, because you're the curator, right? Yeah. Roderick thinks for a few moments and says, well, if I understand correctly, their hunter-gatherer nature is something that is, as you said, similar enough to how the the Kruk of the Barren Lands have behaved. You, of course, raised in the Barren Lands, would know this better than most. Do you believe that a treaty can be garnered between them and Clan Densho, at least for now, to open the door and begin dealings? You could provide for them supplementary foods so that they can survive the deep winters and the blazing summers a bit more easily, and then in exchange you can start next major battle, call them to aid in battle, kind of lead them to the south, lead their armies to the south. They can go back home and talk about the glories of what it's like down there, and maybe step by step have their interest be more in southern Kajinxi than it is in central or northern Kajinxi. Something like this might work. Then they would leave their lands effectively abandoned. We could take them and they would join us and help us to expand our lands to the south in the future.
If they're anything like our cousins and our brothers from the Barren Lands, most of the time, force would be the correct way to do that. But they have been living in Kajinxi for a time, I assume. We'll take the land and we will offer to work with them. We have plentiful farms at the moment with more to be built. We'll offer them food and battle. There is activity to the south. Let's see how Kajinxified they are.
Lyra chimes in and says, well, if we're going to be taking this hill to the northwest of here, I screwed this up. Actually, for your guys in the capital, if we're going to be taking this hill to the north of here, it's important that we take the lands between here and there as well. We have too many watchtowers with soldiers kept inside them. We're going to need to have quick access to get them from one location to the next. If they choose to attack that hill, we need to be able to react quickly. Take the hill, the lands between here and the hill, and construct a road. I imagine you're also going to build a watchtower up there as well.
Possibly. We are stretched thin at the moment. It's a good idea. However, Sarash, I don't think our finances can manage it at this time.
Mortimer does say, chiming in before Sarash can say anything, we don't need watchtower. Mortimer can get as big as tower, and bigger. And Mortimer smash these orcs that gather things. They will gather the might of Mortimer in their face.
Yeah, we let him talk, and then we wait for Sarash to talk.
After Mortimer talks for a while. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait for it. After Mortimer tells a stirring tale of how he was able to single-handedly defend an entire dune against an onslaught of sand sharks and various other beasts that exist in the deserts of the Barren Lands and whatnot. He eventually talks so long and so vigorously that everybody's very excited to hear the tale. And right as he finishes telling the story, he falls asleep.
Yep. So with what a great tale that was, maybe we could just send Mortimer up on the hill then. Sounds like he knows what to do.
The whole council
Sarash,
laughs, but it's one of those laughs that everybody does when the boss tells a joke because, they have to.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I got that type of relationship now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the funniest guy in the council room. Well done.
Meeting room laughter. Oh god, those are bad. Anyways, so oh Nick, you have no idea. It's never stopped. So moving on. So back to Suresh says I gotta look at your actual monies there. Suresh says, well, we do have the assets for now, but I've told you before that if we're going to expand, we're going to have to make sure that people pay the appropriate taxes to make this work. Freedom is something that everybody needs to have, but to ensure our freedom from the South, we're going to need people to pay their share, and that includes the new immigrants as well. We give them cuts because they're just starting to get a foothold here. They can't be allowed such deep tax cuts so that they can find this. They must pay their share. Taxation should be increased. That would give us a much greater chance of affording what it is we need to do. More importantly, we need a shaman. Somebody that can assist me with other matters.
We do. I have sent people into the Barren Lands to find one of renown, but they have not returned.
She does also
We
look.
will wait. One will come.
She does also look over at Irithel and says, others could be aiding as well with a bit of intelligence. Noting the fact that Irithel can affect any one attribute of your choice.
Yep. Alright, well, now that that's done, I will think on what was said, and we'll decide soon moving forward what to do, but we will take the land.
And they all kind of agree. Cool. Awesome. Sel, you already knew what you were doing with your Kingdom roll, right?
Yep, I have everything written down. I was planning it while you guys are talking.
Awesome. So I think you guys wanted to do one more Kingdom roll for each of you, and then after you do that one more Kingdom roll, you wanted to then actually have like a council with all of your characters seeing kind of how after everything played out, right?
I thought that made sense.
Everybody's nodding to that? Cool. All right, awesome. Why don't we do Sel's Kingdom roll first? We'll allow that to play out exactly how that happens. Sel, I didn't actually open up how that functions for you, so give me un secunda.
I have everything in, I believe.
I don't know, I don't feel it.
So I'm gonna go roll my upkeep phase.
Where is the land rush?
Yeah.
All right. If you succeed, unrest increases by 1. If you fail, unrest increases by 1d4. If you construct an identical improvement in an adjacent hex during your next edict phase, remove the event's changes to productivity, society, stability. So, you can get rid of those negative effects to your productivity, society, and stability if you build those improvements.
Yeah, we know I can't do that. It's physically impossible. Unless I can build a mine in a plane.
Oh, I'm able to help you with that. Hold on 1 second.
But the idea was I was just gonna take their hex with the arrangement I made with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No,
I could take the negatives.
I need you to roll for me first, A.
I'm about to roll an upkeep phase.
Hold
No,
on.
okay. I'm waiting.
There's your kingdom. I couldn't find it. Oh, I actually didn't open you on stream yet.
Oh, well, show off my cool, amazing kingdom with my 34 econ.
Why are you bragging about that to Jake? That's mean.
Because that's the only thing I can brag about.
That's rude, yeah.
I only have my stability's in 18 right now. It's not too swell.
All right. So, you're going to roll me your loyalty check.
Loyalty.
Yep, this time.
Like we're doing it again because we did that last time.
Oh, hold on. No, sorry. For what it was, you handled that personally. You did your rolls, you did your RP, you did all that fun stuff. Actually, yeah, you're gonna roll me a loyalty check, but because of what you had done there, you give a +5 to this roll.
Okay. Then we're just gonna add 5 to it. I'm just gonna roll Royal Enforcer.
You two, wait in the wings. Don't forget to update your character sheets in roll 20.
I pass by. I pass it. It's the control DC
gotcha.
is static number.
Why? I don't think it's a static number. I think you're wrong.
No, in the Royal Enforcer, every time we rolled it, the Royal Enforcer one, you made it a static number.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to open it right now. Royal Enforcer. No. The DC is literally says control DC and it asks Densho, control, Kushibashi, control, and Shadow control. Yeah. It actually calls to it. Watch. Nick, roll Royal Enforcer for me real quick.
It says 29 on mine. My control's 32, I mean.
No, I know. I think you need to like refresh or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick, roll me that Royal Enforcer check real quick.
See, no. Static
No,
number.
but I can show you the code right here. It's literally copy and then tilde and paste. Like, look.
Did you change it today?
No, it's been this way since weeks and weeks ago. So that's literally, it calls to the Kushibashi control, and then that's the same thing that all the other ones call to. And Kushibashi control, the call to that is literally your clan sheet's control number. So, and for some reason, it's not updating itself, and I don't know why, for this one specific one.
Yeah, it's weird. Either way, I pass. My control DC is 32.
Yeah, it's only for this one thing. I don't know why. Hold on. Oh, I can't do it. See, it even calls to it right there. So you gotta try again.
Sure, I'll try again. Royal Enforcer. Shadow. See?
Yeah, why does it do that? Josh, do you have any idea why it's doing that, even though you can clearly see that it's calling to specifically the control DC on the character sheet? Let me actually see the Shadow character sheet. This is not super important. We don't have to get bogged by this, but I'm just looking real quick.
Wait.
Your control and your character sheet is a 32, yeah?
No, it's calling the Shadow control the macro.
Yeah, and the Shadow control macro calls to the Shadow control.
No, the Shadow control macro does not.
Huh?
The Shadow control macro calls just to 29 because you change it to call to the attribute on the sheet for the other ones.
There is no specific Shadow control macro, is there?
I think you made us make one before you changed how it worked.
Okay, so give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I think I know why. I think I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Which is why you can't call to it.
So this is what's the other one? Upkeep phase. So upkeep phase control calls to hashtag control. That's why. Okay, that makes so much more sense. All right. So where's the what's it called? Royal Enforcer. So it should be control DC just equals hash control, and then close double curly bracket. So I want to do hash control. All right, so I'm going to have you roll again in 1 moment. All right, go ahead and roll for me now.
Okay. Bum. Yeah, there you go.
And that's the only check that mattered, so no. Anyways, yep, you succeed. So for your actual, now we're going to do the upkeep phase. Now we're going to do everything else, okay?
So what does that success do?
Oh, that was just guaranteeing that you're going to be able to do everything that you had hoped to do with the RP and everything that you had done beforehand.
So I still keep all the negatives, correct?
Like, they don't turn their back on you. So no, as long as you go ahead with that's right. Sorry. Oh shit. So this is what happens because you had succeeded there. They actually had already started the construction of a mine and started preparing the lands. If you pay the costs, completely pay the costs outright, and effectively take the actions, they will be done for you immediately, rather than having to wait all those additional time frames.
I thought the mine was already done as per the event rulage.
So the mine was built, but it was actually built really shoddy.
Oh.
Yeah, and instead of building one adjacent to it, what you're actually doing is you're effectively taking care of this one here. Because what they actually say inside the event So we're taking a deviation of the event.
Oh, yeah, I get you. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
During the edict phase, you just remove your penalties. Instead, you're actually gaining that. So just you're going to remove the penalties and everything. You're also going to gain it, but you get it immediately rather than having to wait to prepare and do this and do that, right? So claiming. So let's actually go through first of all your upkeep. So
Okay, rolling upkeep.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Shadow, Shadow, Shadow.
Bloop.
Oop. I need to luck that, obviously. Wait, I can't succeed if I luck it, can I?
Yeah, you need a +4, so you failed by less than 5, though, right?
Yeah, so I
Or is
just
it
gained
no,
an rest.
no.
No, I need to luck that. I
You
failed by
have to look
6.
that. Yeah, you failed by 5. Yeah. Hey, now you
Oh,
failed by
I've-
4.
Did I? Oh my god.
So
Well, listen, that's worth it, guys. Okay.
+1 on rest. Beautiful. Good job, good job, buddy.
But that's fine because now I get to put Attilia in the spy master role for the stability.
Very soon you will, yes. In moments you will. All right, so after that is going to be. Hold on, where's my actual rolls? My phases.
It's what pay consumption.
Right.
I don't pay any consumption.
Yep. Then it's magic item slot, which we never rolled for yours. But do you even have any more slots? Are you full now?
Those I only have 2 slots and they're both filled already.
Cool. Now you can modify and rest. You have a royal enforcer.
Royal Enforcer, which is a
Royal
loyalty check.
Correct.
Which is a DC 10 for me to beat it.
Effectively.
Effectively, it's a DC 9.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
I don't think it's worth rolling. I don't think it's worth risking a permanent loyalty minus.
You don't think it's worth it?
No, I would lean against it. It's fine.
Okay. Then that ends that phase. You go to the next phase, which is going to be assigned leadership. This is where you're actually going to get the character Atelier Cryptic.
Yep. So she's in both slots.
Yeah, she's actually both your tail. It's funny that you have the same name twice. That's weird.
Well, because she's the same role, I'm not going to call her 2 different things.
Oh, so you just like rewrote your kingdom to have the same name? That makes me uncomfortable.
They have the same name, but like the descriptors under them are still for the perfect role.
That makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it.
Well, you have her name twice, and it's like Atelier Cryptic. This is all your fault.
Yeah, Atelier Cryptic's an amazing name.
This is the name of my spy master.
Do you think the name Atelier Cryptic is a decent name?
No.
Why not?
Okay, so next is the.
Never gonna allow an excuse to be given.
So next is the claiming phase, right? For claiming hexes.
Joey, he can't. Otherwise, he would change the name of really lame characters like Jorman Dragul. What'd you say?
So next is the hex phase. So how much? It's like what? How much BP to? Is it a BP to claim a hex, or did I just claim?
Yeah, if it's already been was explored, you can claim up to 2 hexes at this point in time. I just haven't started throwing the actual things, so you can claim up to 2 hexes right now.
I'm only gonna claim 1.
Okay.
And
I imagine it's this one.
Yeah, the hex that I promised I would take.
Yep.
So my size is 12.
Okay.
So I have 4 hills now. So next I have to do improvements, correct? And is it a BP to take a hex? I forget. Or is
It costs
free?
1 BP to take a hex, and then the cost to prepare a what's it called? A hill. I'm getting that for you right now.
Are we not saying it's already prepared? I just had to build a mine.
No, you're paying the costs for all of it, and you get it all instantly. So to prepare a hill costs 2 BP, but you're not waiting the whole month. You're just getting it instantly.
Okay.
And then the
but
costs.
I get no value of the hill mine because of the deal I made with them.
What do you mean? Oh yeah, just for 3 months. And then the cost to build the mine, which I'm going to do at half cost, is going to be 3 for you.
So I spend 5 more BP. And do I have to build a watchtower for them still, right? 21 minus 5.
That was the deal that you had made, yes.
Those losers. All right, 21 minus 5. So 16. Okay.
All right.
Then watchtower 6.
Mm-hmm.
So 10.
And that's obviously not done yet.
Yeah, that takes 2 months at 6.
On the bright side, this thing hasn't broken yet. Well, not too much yet, which is kind of nice.
How much BP? I have 10. Okay. Next, for my second improvement, I will build, or my third improvement, right? I get 3.
Technically speaking, you get 3 improvements. So one was preparing the land, so you have 2 more. Oh, watchtower was number 2, so you have 1 more.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna build an aqueduct on this land.
Okay, I will take care of that. Give me 1 moment. What's the next thing that you have to do with your while we're at this?
That's the last thing I'm building. An aqueduct is, I think, it's as much as a road on a that hex. So it's 3 BP. I think that's how that works.
Yep, that's exactly how we did it.
Then next is what? Buildings phase?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm building a brewery. I need to check if the brewery needs to be next to any specific buildings.
Hey,
No, I can
ping
put
so
it
often.
as-
All right, and objects. There we go. Okay, so your aqueduct's done there. Ooh. All right, so
How much
now,
is a house is for?
yeah, house is 4. All right, so what
Can
are we
you go
looking to
to
build?
A brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna build it. I'll just build it across from this place. So brewery. Across from this house, across from the temple.
Okay. Nothing like a mug of beer before church.
Of course, especially my church, you know.
There's a +1 loyalty and stability.
Yeah. What are the negatives for going? What do you call it? Negative BP before your econ phase, or your Kim? Nothing, right? As long as you don't end the phase in negative BP.
If you're in negative BP, you gain unrest.
Okay, just immediate. I can't do that then. I don't wanna. So I can't build a house because I had 3 BP left,
Correct.
which is fine. So I don't. Technically, it would balance out the unrest.
Oh, in that case, you can't go negative BP that way because you just can't afford it. You can't build it. You know.
Yeah.
So
All right. I had 3. I could technically build a tenement, but that's not happening.
why not? Because you fail your checks.
Yeah, because I keep. Well, I'll be fine next month. I'll have better rules. I'll have a 22 intimidation.
Unless you fail your check again. Anything else?
Shush. I'm seeing if there's any cheap buildings I could build. I didn't check for really cheap.
Why
ones.
didn't you prepare yourself, sir?
I've done so much preparation for this.
And did you you could always build another city wall, even though it doesn't reduce your BP. It's at least something to work on.
I don't think that's worth it. I could technically build a moat.
Oh, you build a park?
Is that 3?
4. Oh, you
I
only
can't
have
build
3. My apologies. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you're done.
Yeah, I think.
Unless you look at improvements, prepare, watch. Nope, you already did your improvements. I think you're done.
Yeah, I think so too. I just need a real econ.
Unless one of your buildings allow a half price of something else, right?
Maybe, but I don't think it's worth looking for at this point.
Okay, cool. Now what's next?
Next is econ.
Nope.
Or-
Nope. Issue edicts.
Oh well, so econ phase.
No. Issue edicts. You don't want to.
Diplomacy, but I might get negative VP, but that's fine, right? Because of how that works. No,
What was your diplomacy? What were you trying to do?
I was gonna send my grand diplomats to the Silver Kingdom.
Gotcha, but that doesn't necessarily cost a ton of a ton of coin. So
It's 1d4, right? VP.
Let's
I'm
hold on. Let's
fairly
go
positive.
Let's go actually look at the thing. So back from trend improvement. All right, this is what's fun for you guys, you boys as well. So this kind of diplomacy thing. So you're trying to have a diplomacy edict. So you're trying to go there and start having diplomacy. So using this edict costs 1d4 BP in travel and other expenses. Your representative has to make diplomacy checks, and there's a crazy DC and whatnot that gets involved in this. So are you ready to have this take place?
You know what? Sure, I'll try it. It's like I got 1 in 4 chances of going negative.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm at 0.
You're
I'm at 0.
You're super poor. All right, so you're at
It's
0
fine.
BP right now. Cool. So the way this edict works for everybody who's watching at home, So part of the diplomacy edict, it allows you to either try to establish an embassy or a treaty or an alliance or something like that with the this approaching kingdom, right? So it allows you to start working on those details. Unless you have one of the books open and the books offer something else beyond that. So
I don't think so.
okay, so are you trying to do an embassy, a treaty, or an alliance?
For now, I guess I'll be doing like a treaty. I assume we're trying to do trade.
Okay, so you want to try to do a treaty? Mind you, you can't. Oh yeah, that's basic trade. Okay, cool. All right, Sir Keegan just gave Tessel a Winifred's wisdom for Aaliyah since she keeps rolling garbage. All right, so the DC for this check. Are you ready? Representative must make attempt a diplomacy check. Hold on, DC is ready for this. You have to start helping me factor this together.
Okay.
10 plus your kingdom's infamy, 0, plus the target kingdom's special size modifier and your special size modifier, which is your kingdom size divided by 5, rounded down. So for you, that's 2. So 10 plus 2.
12.
So it's 14 total right now.
All right, counting.
Wait, where's the edicts? So 14 total plus your alignment difference modifier.
What's their alignment?
What's your alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Hold on.
They can't be that much further. They're orcs. The Kuruk. They're chaotic. That's Froga. He's chaotic neutral.
Mm-hmm. So the important thing is per alignment access. So if you're chaotic, and they're not chaotic, that's a 5 if they're neutral, right? So there's a 5 right there. So that 12 just became a 19. And then you're neutral, and let's just say they're not neutral either. So that 19 became a 24.
Oh my god.
Plus your relationship modifier. You and the target kingdom both have an alliance with a third party. Nope. You and target, it was your third party that you guys are friends with. You have a treaty with the target kingdom's ally. Nope. You and the target kingdom both have a treaty with a third party. Nope. You and have an embassy with the target kingdom. Nope. Enemy of. None of those. So none of those modifiers matter. Okay. Oh, Joey's trying to trigger another hype train right there. Joey, it would require a third person. I don't know if it's been enough time. Hopefully it is if a third person jumps on. And then there is
minus my kingdom's fame, which is 2.
So that gets you down to a 22. Minus BP spent for gifts.
That's not the 1d4, I assume.
Correct.
I have no BP left, so no gifts.
Oh, hype train is in the station. Woot woot. Chugga 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 chugga.
So I don't bring any gifts because I don't have any BP left to give.
I'm trying to pull up Aaliyah. She's just roll 20 is moving slow. The hype train's scared roll 20.
Do you want me to roll?
No. Yeah, I'm trying to see something. It's just roll 20 is moving so slow. I want to punch myself in the face. You gotta love when roll 20 moves so slow. Oh my god.
You might need to refresh.
Oh my god, it hurts. Just load up the character sheet already. Okay, I'm refreshing the whole page.
So I need to roll
that's
a 2.
Loading.
So I have a 22, so I just need to roll a 2 for the 16.
Oh, not 100% yet. Because that's 5 and that's 5. That's there. And this again, you and Target Kingdom both have an alliance. No, and you don't have an embassy or anything with any of their enemies.
No, I assume my friends aren't enemies. Okay, I don't have any embassies actually.
Cool. I do have a factor to involve in 1 second. I'm just waiting for this goddamn thing to actually load. Sorry, chat. Roll20 just likes to fall asleep in the middle of a session. It's okay. We'll get there. In the meanwhile, Jake, would you like to sing us a sea shanty from New Zealand?
I'm not from New Zealand, so I'll have to politely decline.
Shucks. We're all excited for a moment there. Okay. So the last detail that's important to note here is she unfortunately has a modifier herself. She has a penalty to this roll. And the reason why Aaliyah has a penalty to this roll is because the kingdom that you're dealing with is a kingdom that also is invading into Paradel. And not only is she herself a Perrin, but she herself is a Perrin that is very obviously from Paradel. Like so painfully obviously from Paradel that unfortunately she's going to be imposed on. And this doesn't factor through all kingdoms. It's literally, look at where it is. It's encroaching into the mountains of Paradel. No, it's encroaching into the mountains of Paradel. It's literally right there. So she is unfortunately incurring a -5 penalty to this roll. So she's rolling with a +15 against your DC 22.
Okay. That's fine.
So add your temporary -5. Oh, actually, are you going to use your Winifred's Wisdom?
I have no other time to use it, so yeah, sure.
Okay, there you go. You're going to get back to your 20. Rip.
There you go. I think a 30 beats the DC.
A DC of 22, 30 crushes it. So, I need to check one more thing here.
So now for the treaty itself, you have to make 3 opposed diplomacy checks.
Okay, so yeah, first you must attempt a diplomacy check. And so once you attempt the diplomacy check to at least get conversation started, now you have to actually get into the phase where you're making opposed diplomacy checks, as you just said. This is the treaty. To actually establish a treaty, if you have an embassy agreement with another kingdom, you could approach the kingdom's leaders about establishing a treaty that formalizes your economic and social cooperation. Understanding doing so requires a new... So it actually says you have to have an embassy first. So you're actually trying to establish an embassy first.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but that's okay though, because an embassy is not a bad thing. You don't necessarily have to allow them into your kingdom either. Let's read the whole thing. You ready? You could attempt to establish a mutual recognition of authority and territory with the target kingdom, represented by your granting dominion over embassies in each other's settlements. Attempt a diplomacy check using the Diplomacy Edict DC, which again is a 22 for you. If the diplomacy check fails, the other kingdom rejects your diplomatic efforts as you cannot attempt to establish an embassy with it again for 1 year. If the check fails by 5 or more, your kingdom's fame decreases by 1 and the other kingdom's attitude towards your kingdom worsens by 1 step. Which, by the way, currently their attitude towards you is... I don't think we actually applied that in there, did we? Attitude. Much like starting DC of an NPC, they're actually unfriendly towards you. Initial is with you. Oh, sorry, they're indifferent towards you. Modified shared culture, espionage, the factor of diplomacy defeat, generally increasing by 5 for each that worse. Increases DC by 5 for each step worse than helpful. That means, hold up.
So it's 30.
Because it's indifferent.
So can I roll a luck on it?
You can, because your DC is a 32. You can. You have a 75% chance. You succeed.
Okay.
Kudos.
God, we did it, boys.
Okay. Boom. So, the act of making diplomacy check takes place over the course of several days, with the emissary socializing with representatives of the target kingdom, discussing common interests and benefits and goals, entering the diplomatic arrangement, Because this check is not a singular event, abilities and spells that modify a single roll have no effect on this check unless it lasts at least 24 hours. For instance, glibness does not affect this check. Cool. You have entered and successfully entered into diplomacy. Now you actually have to, continuing with a DC of 32, because that's what it is, you have to maintain diplomacy with them. However, your character has established herself. The fact she's a Perrin no longer has that -5 penalty. It's only a -2 penalty. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So now we have to actually do an additional, you have to attempt a diplomacy check using the same DC, which for you is still a 32.
Were they not friendlier towards me because I have an embassy with them?
No, this is to establish an embassy. That was just
okay.
You establish opening relations. Now you can try to establish an embassy. Cool. So if you succeed the diplomacy check, your kingdom towards. So if you succeed the embassy, if you succeed the check by 5 or more, towards your kingdom improves by 1 step, and your fame increases by 1. You may purchase a building or a noble villa in the other kingdom's settlements and use it as an embassy.
They're not happening yet.
Yeah, you would do it next round. Awesome. Do you want to attempt this check now to finish this details now? I imagine yes. And then we do the purchasing next month.
Or the month after. Whatever works.
Cool. All right. So your diplomacy check is a DC 32, and you have to roll with a -2 on your result.
God, I'm failing this one, guys.
All right.
I guarantee.
I want to watch the die roll on this one. All right. All right.
I said I was gonna fail it.
Now, failing by a bunch is a bad thing.
For the embassy,
If you succeed by 5 or more,
wait, isn't that the initial diplomacy roll?
No. So it says right here, attempted diplomacy check against the right? If
So what
it
was the first
fails,
diplomacy roll? Like, why did I roll that first one beforehand? I'm
To-
just a little confused.
to open relations with them, to literally be
Okay.
like, "Hi, I'm a person worth talking to. Don't just like throw sticks at me, make me go away." And then it was okay. Now that you've opened relations, now moving forward, you can start doing other diplomatic things, right? All right, cool.
Yeah, they're just racist fucks. That's all we.
No, it's just because
Yes.
she's from Paradell. That's a nationalist thing, right? Right?
They
It's
just
about
racist.
nation. No, it's about nation.
They just racist.
No, why is it about race? The
Because-
person she's talking to might also be a Perrin.
Racism.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Just this disgusting, dude.
All right.
So I failed. So I get 1 infamy.
Okay. You can do multiple edicts, Joey. So, you, sir, because hold on, where's your Cell's Kingdom?
Or I lose a fame. So that's unfair, unlucky. So that's my relations with them.
So hold up, are you going to try to luck it to decrease the failure?
I would need a roll of. I don't think I can to get below a 5.
Oh no, you can't. Yeah, this is a failure.
I would need like a 6.
Yeah, you rolled like Nick. Sorry, man.
Yeah, I got you. I did the math on it.
This is the first truly complex thing, because this is the first like true edict that was being done. Cool.
So I lose a fame, and these guys don't like me anymore. Oh, they already didn't like me. Now they really don't like me.
They go from indifference to disliking you. So more or less, you sent a Paradell Perrin noble to go speak to people that
Racist.
don't like the Paradell. And this is
Racism.
why you spy master people before you approach them. So
Well, it's not like I can't. I wasn't gonna go myself. So
I was just like, we just spent all that time to find out people don't like you, so.
you didn't need to spend all that time. I guess you could have assumed that at the beginning. My bad. But I'm assuming I still have learned something of their nation. You just timed me out on Twitch.
yeah, on.
You monster! I was in moderator view. I gotta like. I have to like change the URL I was in.
No, you're good. All right,
Well,
back
but-
to. So let's finish up your kingdom roll, because that was the first truly complex thing. So unfortunately, your fame goes down by 1, right?
Yeah, I already did it. So.
And they now have our dislike you, so you want to write that on there that they dislike you.
Yeah, I don't. What's their clan name? I guess I learned that now.
Oh, they're literally Clan Steel.
Clan Steel. What losers? I rolled by BP.
You don't do withdrawal, you don't do deposit, you don't sell anything, you roll your BP.
Oh, yeah. What's the number? I've used a lot of luck. Do you guys mind if I use luck here?
If you want to use it, It's that easy.
Actually, my econ would have been up by. No, econ would have been the same.
Roll.
I'm gonna roll luck.
Why does Hype Train look broken? Does Hype Train look broken to you guys too?
Yeah.
Right? And it says 2 and it's at 0. It's like confused.
34 plus 8 divided by 2 or 3.
36, 44.
Oh, I didn't gain a BP.
Okay, cool. Thanks for wasting the luck. And
Yeah, no problem.
that now it's actually for you to roll. You have a 25% chance of events. Choose somebody in chat, tell them high or low is eventful, and they can roll it.
LD, roll me. Low is eventful. So I gained 15 BP because of my mines. I gained 1 extra BP.
Cool. We get to make a level 1 character as well as a level 5 character.
An
That's
event
actually fun.
happens. Thanks, LD. Thanks, buddy. I
right.
thought you were supposed to like me.
LD, do you want to roll the rest of the event, or do you want to pass the buck to somebody else? Yeah, sure. Awesome. LD, roll me a D100, please.
Already got locusts. I solved the land rush.
roll me a 99 or a 100, please. Or a 98. 86? Oh, that's boring. It's just a dangerous settlement event. All right.
I still have the locust to deal with.
LD, could you go ahead and roll me a D100 again, please?
All right. Do I get rid of the land rush event, right? And all of its negatives?
Lundane's pretty hot, huh? We're rolling some GURP style there. Joey's less attractive. A 29, 29, 29.
No, low's not good.
It's an interesting one.
I don't like interesting.
One of your houses or tenements becomes a hive of illicit drug trade.
Fuck.
Attempt a loyalty check and stability check with a penalty equal to the number of brothels, tenements, waterfronts, and lots of Jake, remember that you had to deal with? It looks like when it didn't work out in Densho, they tried to hit it up in Shado.
Well, I have 0 of all of those, so...
If you succeed both checks, you eliminate the drug den before your kingdom takes any penalties for the event. If you fail one check, crime and unrest increase by 1. If you have both checks, bad things happen. All right.
So I roll loyalty and stability?
Let me just double check that one more time. Events, that is going to be both loyalty and stability. Yes, sir. Oh, so
All
happy.
right.
Fail both. Fail both for me, please.
So I need to change my numbers real quick. 23.
Chat. Can we root for him to fail? Can we get some like either
No,
lost
hey,
in it fail
no one say anything.
or some like natty ones or something in chat? Can we like send him bad vibes? Roll like Nick. Roll like Nick. Roll like Nick. I want to see this happen. Oh, come on.
A rushing success.
Oh, fine. Roll the next one.
And the next one is this one.
Natty one. Natty one.
Please roll high. Please. Success on both.
God damn it.
Oh, God.
The event ends. Nothing bad happens. It goes away. You suck. If you fail both checks, crime and unrest increase by 1, economy, loyalty, stability decrease by 1, and on the next event phase, a second drug den event occurs in the same settlement or the nearest settlement, which means this drug den continues, and there's a second one for you to deal with.
And, okay, so now the locust event. I have to handle that, right?
Correct. You're actually almost done handling it, too. Who was the one handling it for you?
I had originally Gorza, but since I have more useful people back home to deal with this.
Yep.
AKA my, I believe my warden would be better.
Sure.
Not my warden. My marshal, right? He would be the one to deal with like something like this.
Your marshal is your sentinel, Tick Tongue. Go ahead, roll for it.
Yeah.
Connect 4.
I have to roll his mod, right?
Correct. I never told you the DC about this before.
No. So it would
I'm not
be.
going to now either.
So I just roll a d20 plus 5.
Yeah.
Roll high. Okay.
Wow,
Huge
you guys,
number.
you guys crushed those locusts like they were nothing. Wow.
It took me a whole month to deal with them.
As a
2.
reminder, the negative stability, so the unrest goes down by 1 because you succeeded, so it goes down to a 3.
Okay.
Okay. And then your negative to your stability, next kingdom check and every kingdom check thereafter, it goes down by 1 until it's eventually completely gone. Okay.
Okay, which is only
So
a negative 3
not
for
yet,
me.
that'd be next one. All right, cool. You're done. You're done and done. All right.
All right.
Let's move on to the next person. Who's the next actual kingdom roll? Is that Nick? Go second.
Yes.
Nick, are you ready for this?
Fuck.
Huh. Make
You
sure
can do it, Nick.
Make sure your character sheet is up to date on Roll20.
Yeah, I did. The only thing that went up was my
Penis.
control DC.
Oh yeah, you actually have 0 unrest, don't you?
Yeah, I did. I actually did very well last session. So,
All right.
all right. So we're gonna start with the upkeep phase roll, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it edicts first? I always forget.
No, it's upkeep first and sell. If you want to start double checking edicts, espionage to get him prepared.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be jumping on that as well. Nick, you're gonna be doing the upkeep phase. Just remind me what book it's in. Page. Oh no, actually I found it. It's page
What ultimate
5.
campaign, right?
Yeah, page 5. Ultimate rulership.
Oof.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
PDF page 9.
Heard.
Nice.
All right. -1. Oh, you have no unrest, so Nick, you get +1 BP.
+1 BP.
When you have 0 unrest and you succeed, you get +1 BP. All right. Next up for you, sir, is going to be pay your consumption, which is 5. So -5 BP.
22. All right.
You don't have any magic item slots, I don't think, for you to fill.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go back. Next is modify unrest. You have none, so you can just ignore that. Next is assign leadership. You have no new leaders to assign, do you?
No, I do not.
Everybody's been assigned, so we're good there for now. Cool. Then it's claim and abandon hexes. You were talking about claiming 2 specific hexes. Ping them
Yes.
for me.
We're gonna ping this one.
Oh,
What would I need to start going after this one?
to explore it technically.
All right, and this one?
Same thing technically to explore it. You can exploration is kind of a weird thing because I mean realistically we kind of skimmed over what happened this entire past time. In theory, your character could have explored it during that time. In theory, the spies could have explored it. You know, I would say that's fine for a small amount of shit like that to be explored. That's fine. You just have to roll a survival check for whoever it is that's doing the exploration. So you can imagine your marshal was handling it for you. So you can go ahead and roll a survival check for your marshal, which is Tonscreet, for whichever one you wanted explored.
All right. River or forest? What do you think, Snaga? River or forest?
Wasn't your plan the forest?
I
Well-
was kind of
Both.
flip-flopping.
He's saying river. Joey's afraid of gnomes. Josh scares him.
Are they halfling in there?
You know, it's little people in general. He gets confused.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're under 5'8" or like at that line,
Wow, I feel attacked.
Yeah, so doesn't Jake. It's okay.
oh boy. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll claim the river one, and let me pull up Tonsquee real quick.
Joey's so aggressive here. I gotta calm him down for a second. There we go.
You just rolled him.
Yeah. 34 messages.
And survival. Boom.
All right, well, Tonscreet, going to the river, you said?
Yeah.
All right, Tonscreet is definitely able to gather that right there. No problems. Were you looking to claim it?
Yes.
So that's 2 BP in total to claim both of those, but yep, 2 BP in total to be able to claim both of those.
All right.
Where are you? Do you prepare either of them? They're both considered planes, so they both take the same amount of time to prepare, same cost to prepare.
But preparing is a improvement, right?
It is, yep. Unless you needed those improvements for something else, you very well may have. I don't recall.
So I'm only going to prepare one. I'll prepare the one that's going to be a road.
Okay. Gotcha right here. So pay 1 to have that prepared.
All right.
This over here, because it's not prepared, I feel like I need to put something on it, like a snail. Oh, no. Better yet, this means not prepared. Ah, there we go. That's better. Okay, that makes more sense. This also becomes fully prepared now. So we can... What you doing?
Okay, so that's done.
Just getting this prepped up for you. These hills, I'm just trying to make sure that they actually have the correct vision. This is supposed to be, where are you? Where are you? Oh, 14, yeah. And are you 14 over here? I think you are. There we go, yep. And then, is your hill over here 14? I feel like they're not. It's not, Nick. Your hill's not 14. Why? Now it is. You would have been able to see that of the kingdom now, which, by the way, now you can actually see.
So this one isn't 14 either then.
I'm fixing it right now.
All right.
Boom.
Oh.
So you actually can see this. You can see the edges of this yourself now. Okay?
Gotcha.
All right.
Awesome. And then I think this is going to be a road.
Yep. I can build that for you in a moment. All right, what was the next thing you were doing?
So that's a road, and then we're going to build some buildings are in the towns, right?
Yep. What buildings are you putting inside the towns?
So Shin... Ooh, I have that backwards. Hold on. So Shinrin is getting an herbalist, and Shinrotar is getting a pier. And that's... The pier is 4 BP for 4 months. The herbalist is 6 BP for 2.
Wow, that's cool. So you're actually building a pier over here. And so you're saying it's 4 months out?
Yeah.
3 months out. You said 4 BP each?
Yes.
So you pay 4 now?
Yes.
4 BP, 3 months out. Okay, cool. Or wherever you want that to be, you can move that. And what other town was getting what?
And the other town is getting an herbalist, which is 6 for 2 months.
Oh yeah, where are you putting that? And was it herbalist or was it alchemist?
Herbalist.
No, who's in the alchemist? Oh, that's you, Sal.
For Jake. No, it's for Jake.
Jake, that's right. Sorry, Nick.
I have to look again. Does it get a bonus for being near a house? I gotta.
It might require being near a house. Herbalist right here. It actually says it has to be adjacent to a house that's otherwise not being used. I think a stable also requires a house, which
Yes.
So that means you have to build a new house as well. So you have to buy a house, which is 4, and the herbalist, which is 10.
No, I have the house right next to the stable. I can.
A house can't be double dipped, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, so you can put another house next to that, and you can put the herbalist next to the stable.
Sure, why not?
So you have to pay the 4 for the house, and then however much you said you said it's 5 for each 2.
6 for 2. Yeah.
6 for 2. Okay. So.
All right.
This is the house. So then down below, you change the number of houses you have by to 2. Just increases your population. You're gonna shell out all that money, which is what you said. 4 for the house and the 6. You shelled out all 11.
Yep.
Cool. So you're poor now. Awesome.
Yeah.
Build, edict, all that fun stuff. I still have to put that road on there for you. Now you get to actually issue edicts. Now this is the important thing. You're actually going to you want to, while I'm building that road for him, do you want to go over what the espionage options are for him? Because this is where things start to get interesting.
Sure, yeah. So you can gather public information, discover minor secret, discover major secret, or discover vital secret, or any other kind of act, and it increases DCs. It also increases cost as you gain more stuff. So the DCs are set by the corruption law, lore, and society of the nation. And then whatever type of task you're doing increases the difficulty of said DC. So like what are you trying to find?
Well, I want to find what herb they're using to make it through Eldamar. That's my primary goal, but if that's too lofty right now.
Well, would that be up to Scott? What if that's a minor, major, or vital secret, or if that's public information, which it probably isn't.
So the name of the herb would actually not be a crazy secret. That would be a secret, sure, but it's not like a crazy high one. How they use the herb, that's a pretty big secret.
So that'd be like a major secret or a vital.
What are the different options?
This major secret is a +10 to DC. Vital secret is a +20.
Are there any other options?
There's the minor secret, which is +0.
I would say the fact that they use that herb is pretty well known by the military and the people and whatnot. I would say it'd be a +0 just to find out the name of the herb. If you want to find out how they use the herb or where they collect it from and so on and so forth, that'd be major.
Oh,
if you want to
there's
know the
also
exact recipe and like find like the documentation of it, proven, blah blah blah, that'd be like a vital, you know.
There's also gather public information, which is -5 to the DC.
I wouldn't say that's public. I would give it the minor.
And it costs 1d6 BP for minor secret, 2d6 BP for major, and 3d6 for vital.
Let's go with the minor secret for now.
Sure. So to do this actual check, let me pull that book back up now at the side. So the way an espionage check works is to discover a minor secret costs 1d6 BP is actually what he just told you. So you have 5 BP, so there's a really good chance that you'd be able to afford this no problem. To actually discover the minor secret, where are you? DC is only, DC is +0. So obtain a list of embassies, treaties, allies, kingdoms, list of that kingdom check, blah, 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 statistic disadvantages of the settlement, landmarks, use the level of unrest and the target kingdom to uncover the minor trade secret that granting your kingdom that's funny, this is about trade secrets. This wouldn't be about specifically trade secrets. This is something else. That boosts the economy. That's funny. You're actually doing it for something else. You're actually doing it for a military gain. All right, cool. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to have your yeah, we're not doing that part though. The trade secret part doesn't really matter. All right.
The DC is, what's the base DC? I assume base DC is 10.
This took us a bit before for us to discover. Actually, the base DC is supposed to be based off of their kingdom modifier, but we're not doing that for stuff like this because you're not actually attacking their kingdom. You're trying to get some basic stuff. So this is going to be an advisor task. So it's going to be Shala again, this rolling. And because you're trying to find out this, what is it called? Minor secret. It's going to be, I would say, a challenging DC to find out this this minor secret. And the reason why it's not like lower or higher or whatever it is. Sorry. I would say it's a. Oh, hold on. No. 1 second. The target's DC for espionage is impacted by the corrupt law society and the city being investigated. Benefits, where's it? Gather information. Where do we see this? Oh, here we go. So benefits. Examples of the above list is the PC may attempt the successful espionage check is determined by economy, loyalty, and stability checks. All 3 of the checks are successful as a great success of the PC's kingdom gains 2 pieces of information from the category below, or their espionage has double the listed effect. If 2 it meets the objective, acquiring the desired piece of information, having the desired effect. If only 1, it's a failure. If all 3, it's really bad. Natural, if in addition, if any check results in a natural 1, your spies are caught even if the mission succeeds. Yeesh. All right.
Oh boy.
Bye, Shala. No, it's her spies, not necessarily her. So you have 2 options. You can do this as a typical kingdom roll, wherein you're actually doing the rules of the espionage check, or you can just send Shala herself to handle it personally. It changes the DCs, of course.
The cost of failure is way worse on one end.
If you lose Shala, it's way worse, of course.
Oh yeah, well if she gets captured, I'm going to war, boys.
Yeah, but it's only 1 check instead of 3, which is nice.
Yeah, we'll send Shala.
Okay, so you can send Shala herself. Steve, may the force be with you. All right, so if you're gonna send Shala, because you're just going for that basic one that we discussed beforehand, it is going to be a challenging check for her to go in there and discover this information. So that's a DC 16 for her. Luckily for you, she actually rolls the +6. It's a pretty damn good modifier.
She's gonna roll with a +11.
Oh, do you have a leftover? Oh
Yeah, someone-
shit! Oh, who was that? Who gave you the second one?
I don't
Steve,
know.
I think.
Steve. It was Steve. Oh, Steve.
Good boy, Steve.
Yeah, there you go. All right, my buddy Steve. So, you roll with that plus 11, sir. 1d20 plus 11 against a DC 16, and there's no additional modifiers for this. It's just that. He's gonna need that luck die, isn't he, boys? Oh, I forgot to. Oh boy! Oh my god! I looked like I was like,
That tickled the one.
you see the one? It's like it doesn't look like it's going there, but it will. You know.
Oh boy.
I would say lock it with the 50% chance of the 20. I think that's important.
Oh, wait, hold up. So you know that if you succeed, you succeed. Critical success, you have to beat it by 7 or more.
Oh wait, we know the DC 16, don't we?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, then never mind. I wouldn't do it.
So Nick,
I thought we didn't know the DC.
Nick, you are in fact successful, and because Steve has crushed it this session, I will actually allow Steve to name the herb when finally he checks the VOD after work, and he'll mention it inside Monger spoilers chat. One of us can pull it over to the Kijinxi chat for you as well. So Steve will actually have the opportunity to name the herb some Eldamarian, so what's that word I'm looking for? Like Sylvan-esque name. So no, not marijuana. That does sound kind of Sylvan.
You just thank Kush. Okay.
Oh, Kush, Kushibashi clan, what is it? The Kushi, what do they call it? The dogs.
Kush?
What are the names of the dogs? Kushishi, right? What is it called? The dogs.
I don't know. I just scared the shit out of one. That's all I know.
But Kush, I won't lie, Steve. Kush is a viable option for you. All right, gotta push that Kush if you want to sign. So, anyways, I made you uncomfortable, Sal. Cool. Nick, anything else for you?
We're gonna go get the Kush from Clan Token. That's great.
Any other edicts that you wanted to push on from Clan Kush?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. Then that's it for edicts. Now it's the income phase. You're not withdrawing. You're not depositing. You're not selling. So you're just collecting those monies.
Them sweet taxes.
Give me that tax dollars.
You know, there's only 2 things guaranteed in life: death and taxes. Classic quotes. Nice. Oh my god.
What do you roll a 7?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna luck that too.
Oh no, he did roll a 17. Oh. Ouch. So what's that total there? 30.
It ends in a 5.
45. Yeah, so it does nothing.
So that's
Most
nothing.
likely it does nothing. Actually, no, wait, that does do something.
Yeah, you're right. It gets one
Because
more.
it's 45, right?
Yeah, 45 divided by 3 is 15.
Yeah. It actually does get him one more. Cool.
I will take it.
Yeah, well. I wish I rolled better on my econ rolls.
All right. Is it cool on the map? You can now just barely see the purple poking out on these 2 sides over here and then this down here. So much more satisfying that way, like watching, like playing like StarCraft or something like that. All right. So anyways, back to you, sir. You got a bunch of money. You made Jake jealous. You literally watched him roll over with jealousy as you return to 20 BP. And Nick, buddy, pal, what's your percentage chance of an event this time? Because you didn't get an event last time, did you?
He's
No.
at 75.
Yeah, he's at a 75, so...
Oh, who's rolling for me?
They see me rolling. They hate in.
Ask Shaggy Dog.
Who's Shaggy Dog?
I don't know.
Oh, Shaggy
He's
Dog. Oh, sorry. Shaggy Dog. My apologies.
He's an 8-month sub, dude. You should know him.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were making a joke.
Yeah, sure. I guess Shaggy Dog. We're gonna go.
A 30. Oh, you didn't say high or low.
I didn't.
But
wouldn't
75%
have mattered.
chance that would have mattered no matter what. You're getting an event either way.
You were too fast. Slow down.
All right.
Slow down. We're gonna go.
No. It doesn't matter. At 31 events, anyways.
No, he gets to call it, though. That's how we've always done it.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't
you
cheat
always,
him.
You always re-roll.
Yeah, that's right.
Call it, Nick.
All right.
Higher low.
We're gonna go low for the low is good. Low is good.
Shaggy Dog redemption time. Roll a 5. He did it. He rolled a 6. Close enough.
Does that mean no event again?
No event.
Are you fucking kidding me? Shaggy Dog, you're fired.
Oh,
You're a
of course.
lovely individual.
Shaggy Dog, why do you take my fun away from me?
Nick is the best kingdom.
Just fucking dodging bullets right now.
You're Neo in the Matrix. I totally watched that movie.
Wow. Nick, does it make you feel old to know that you were 14 when it came out?
I was like 0. I don't know when it came out. 2001?
No, 1999. You weren't born yet.
Oh, I was -2 or -1.
1999 was one of the greatest years of American film ever. All right, do we want to take a quick break before we take the next kingdom roll and then bring you guys back to RP?
Yeah, I'm good for.
All right, cool. Why don't we take a quick break and we'll be right back. I gotta get rid of these Jordanian nuts. I have too many nuts in my mouth.